going to find out that jumping on is a lot easier than jumping off. Wow!
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know. The air is unfit to breathe. Our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad.
Well, guys, real quick, I just would like to welcome everybody. This is the thinkStopper podcast. We're kicking it off over here all up in the clubhouse. I'm your host, Trez Mala, as you know. Just want to say thanks to everybody that has been downloading the podcast, has been sharing it, have been putting it out. It means the world to me. And, again, we've been getting some love from Australia and the UK. Just want to give a big, big shout-out to my friends out there for supporting the podcast, putting it out. Got a little boost the other day. Sam Tripoli and the Tinfoil Hat podcast over there. They got me on the Mad Hatters. I got to promote the podcast there. So if we have any new listeners from that, thank you so much. It means the fucking world to me. Because this is the thing, man. thinkStopper. Again, I'm your host, Trez Mala, and I got my co-host over here sitting shotgun, Mr. Mikey Slyman.
Yo.
Doing it up. We actually got a house. We got a house full of people here today, guys. We have a couple of guests, and we have a couple of friends, and everybody's going to be mixing and matching and chiming in over here. But to kick things off, we're going to go with the infamous and the diabolical Mr. Jack Slammy.
Yo.
Yeah, there he is.
Hello. How you doing?
Mr. Jack Slammy's over here. Show producer in Las Vegas, man of many hats. Tell them about yourself a little bit, Slammy.
Well, let's see. I'm a Scorpio.
There you go.
And I done a lot of shows here in Las Vegas. Been going for about 9 years.
9 years producing shows in Las Vegas, local shows,
Yep.
comedy, all comedy, or just what else?
Well, I do some wrestling as far as promoting wrestling. We have FSW, Future Stars of Wrestling, here in town, and that keeps, it's pretty big now, big enough to where I can't be around it too much.
Oh yeah, Mr. Controversy over here. You over there, red flagging the deal, huh? All right,
pretty much.
We're gonna get into a whole bunch of that because things have changed in the scene quite a bit here. That There's red tape, red flags all over the place. But the other guy I want to bring in is Vegas OG and Mr. Funnyman. One of the guys I always enjoy working with very, very much, the talented Anton Knight.
Oh, shit. Hey, yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow, I get claps and shit.
There we go, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Not even a soundboard.
Yeah, there was real live claps out here, man.
Live studio audience.
Thank you for having me. This is dope.
So, Anton, tell them just a little bit about yourself and everything you got going on in your immediate career and everything that you have.
Oh, shit, man. I've bombed on damn near every stage in Vegas. Been doing comedy almost 10 years now. I like to consider myself one of fuck it. I like to consider myself one of the best to do it out here in Vegas. Why?
Oh, without a doubt.
Because
I tip my hat in that direction.
Yeah,
I've seen you fucking destroy rooms.
Yeah, and I'm honest, man. Like if I bomb, I'll let motherfuckers know I bomb.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I love doing comedy. I love it. Yeah, I'll acknowledge it on stage, like immediately. Like, this ain't going well.
This thing's going down, so we might as well just start playing the cello and go down with it.
Yeah,
right?
I'm going down with my set. I don't bail. I don't bail on my set or crowd work. That is hilarious, the fact that you just did that.
Slammy's got a squirt bottle of Jack Daniels.
I saw what they were doing with the Gatorade earlier on the field.
I was like watching White Creed right there. But yeah, no, I've been doing it 10 years, man. I love I love and hate the Vegas scene at the same time.
Very much so, and that's a big part of today, man. Yeah. That is a big part of today. There's a lot of love, a lot of great people out here, and then there is just a shit storm of fucking absolute shit on top of shit.
It's a clusterfuck of unfunny comedy sometimes.
Oh wow!
I said it.
Oh yeah,
I said it.
You know, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen over here. And before we delve in, I want to give a mention to our other guests that we have here. We have the guy that's best known for the kick heard around the world. Not only that, he has peace loving pit bulls, and he puts together some of my favorite conspiracy and just some hard-hitting songs. The very funny. Give it up for Tino Sanchez, everybody.
Fidelio.
What, you need to speak up into that deal. I didn't even hear you.
The password is Fidelio.
Fidelio. There we go. And then also sitting in with us, guys. He was supposed to be on an episode where he was to be a part of a debate discussion with a guy who is anti-conspiracy theorists. But a lot of times, 12 o'clock, high noon, they don't show up. But we'll give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Life moves fast, so he could be on dialysis. We never know. But guys, give it up for the man. Funny guy, and also truth seeker, Tom Harrington, everybody.
How you doing? Everything's a conspiracy if you look at it right.
Yeah, there you go. Tom, just speak into the microphone there.
Everything's a conspiracy if you just look.
Oh, yeah. Now, here's one of the things, guys. Tom's laugh is one of those laughs that you'll hear it through it can be a loud roar, but you always hear, you'll always hear that through every fucking crowd.
And I'm as cute as my laugh suggests.
Nice. There's two famous laughs in the local comedy scene. It's Tom's laugh and it's Ray Love's laugh.
Oh, that's the laugh.
Those are the two most famous laughs out here.
If you got Ray Love at a show, you got a show. You don't need an audience.
Yeah, that's all you need.
The audience is a plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
You automatically kill.
Yeah.
Yes, I want Ray Love at every show I do.
Well, here's the thing. I've seen Ray Love enjoy himself so much that it distracts the comic and it actually derails the comic, like when they're doing good. And they think they're being heckled because of his laugh. You know what I mean? Like they think they're being heckled. Sometimes it is, bro. Sometimes it is a little bit of a heckle. Yeah, that was Tino was letting that know. But Tom's has that laugh. Like after the laughter's done, then Tom will go, and then that just gets the fucking pop. Like it was like a punchline without a fucking. You didn't even have to do anything. Yes. Yeah. But so, guys, one of the things I wanted to get into is just to give a good background, okay? Because this is one of the things about the Vegas scene. Like a lot of people are stoked on the fact, like when they come to Vegas, that there's an actual scene here, that there's stuff to do. When comics from out of town they come to Vegas, they see that there's mics, there's shows, there's off-strip shows, I can say at least two of the places on the strip kind of work with out-of-towners that aren't like on the roster, if you will. But it wasn't always like that. Vegas wasn't always like that at all. When I first started doing stand-up, there was Davey O's. I don't know if you guys remember Davey O, but there was Davey O's over at the La Bombardier. Over there off of Sahara. That's when I started doing stand-up way back then, as the fucking, before it was it wasn't a gay bar then, but it ended up being a gay bar afterwards over
Still
there.
Called Bombardier?
No, it was something like
it's called
fucking.
Bomba Dude now.
Yeah, Bomb the Derriere. Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, you want that?
Yeah, sorry. But, and then, Jeremy Flores ended up having, there was Nora Jeans, I think it was, it was Norma Jeans. But there wasn't shit, Then who was the first one to get boomers going? Was it Markman or was it Tobler?
Damn, that's a good question.
Wasn't that the guy that left, Martell or something?
Nah, I want to say it was either one of those two. When
I think it was
because
that's-
I didn't catch Boomers until later on.
Okay, yeah, because Boomers was this great room in Vegas. It was this,
Oh, yeah.
it was this hard to find fucking bar that was by the
in an
railroad
alley.
tracks. Yeah, it's in the back. It's in the cut in the industrial zone, and they had a bar, and then the bar had an
Definitely
actual
a rapey place.
yeah, definitely a fucking rapey place. Actually, when you drove around, when you go around the places, the hookers from like the casinos over, that's where they'd be banging dudes on the side of the roads over there, like
for free.
they'd be driving them over there. Yeah. That was just for a pack of Nowin ladies.
Yeah. They just wanted a Newport.
But
It's like hooker auditions.
Yeah.
oh, bro. But the venue was fantastic because it had a complete room separate to the back. So and there was no gaming or anything back there. So you could actually sell a show. You could do a show. But they used to do some wild ass mics and stuff there, But there wasn't much to do. There was a couple of scattered stuff. There wasn't shit going on. I went away for a few weeks. years. I actually started doing improv comedy and bartending. And I didn't get to do there was a good stretch there. And that's like when Gooch came onto the scene, Markman. There was a dude here named Shuley. There was a handful of other guys that really kind of propped in Tobler, like really kind of propped up the scene. Is that where you kind of come into the deal?
I didn't start comedy until Black Label started.
That was
With,
Diaz.
Diaz, yeah. I started then. And
Which was around, what, you said 10 years, so we're looking around 2000.
Oh, man.
It was before 2008 you started, right?
2007, 2008, around that
Okay,
time.
that was when you started getting up on mics and shit?
Yeah, that was my first open mic that my mom came to very overdressed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was terrible. I bought a brand new outfit, too. It was crazy.
You bought a brand new outfit to do
I
a
bought
mic?
brand
Oh,
new-
man, yeah.
It was like a brand new yellow and white Sean John outfit.
Was it shorts?
And I mean, no, it was sweats, but
Sweatcito?
yeah, I thought I was
Nice.
real cute, and I got up there and ate it, yo. Like,
Oh, yeah.
ate it.
Oh, the humbling experience,
I
dude.
was so terrible, but it was a tough room anyway. Like I started off doing tough rooms. I didn't start off doing rooms that were ready for comedy. Like
Yeah, back then it was almost like everything was kamikaze comedy. Like you're
Yeah.
just bombing on people
you
that
just
were
did
just there. Like the restaurant's packed, get
Yeah.
them.
yeah, it was crazy. Like the first night I went up, Diaz put me up, and it was like the sweet spot, and I lost it. Totally bombed. After that, the next 3 or 4 weeks or so, he would put me up immediately after like Jay Reed or D-Lay or somebody or Booyah that just killed it. And everybody would be walking out, and he would put me up in front of like 2 or 3 drunk sleep motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I was like, okay, what do I have to pay this motherfucker? Like, do I got to slide him like a 20 to get a better spot? I'm like, what do I got to do?
Oh, it probably would have worked for Diaz.
It probably would have,
Yeah.
but I
Diaz
realized
Mackey,
it was
the
just like,
golden child.
oh man,
My man.
it just I had to be funny, and that was my biggest motivation. I remember seeing like Penny the Prince and Jay Reed, D-Lay, Booyah, all of them used to kick it off to the side, like towards the patio, like after their sets. And I was like, okay, that's where all the cool, funny people are. I got to figure out how to get back there, And that was what motivated me to write my first joke, which was my asthma bit about everything I couldn't do with asthma and all of that, and my inhaler and all that. And people were leaving, and it was like 3 people at the show that were like laughing so hard. I remember people came back inside and seen that and watched I acted out everything. And after that, it was like, okay,
Which
cool.
is far from what you do now.
Yeah, I'm too lazy now. I gained weight, and I was like, fuck this, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm
fuck
going to
that.
just
I'm
paint
just
the
fucking-
picture with my words. Fuck it.
Let me get a stool.
Y'all about to take this crowd work to the face. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So where are you from?
That's it, man. I got to know. And I got to know how long y'all been fucking. And I build off of that now.
Dude, that's hilarious because I've hosted many of shows where you've headlined, and here's one of the things. Slammy will come up to me and he goes, Now I told him.
Oh, I didn't know this.
He goes,
oh, okay.
He goes, now I told him I want jokes.
I told him the same.
He goes, if I hear where you from,
I didn't know you were
What you
telling
doing?
other people this. This is hilarious.
he
That's
goes, he
terrible.
go like this, he go like this, he goes, he does that, I'm at the bar. He goes,
Playing
"I'm
the
gonna drink
bell
this
on my
one up."
set. That's awesome.
No, but
Well, it's
Slammy,
set.
you're. It's funny because with you, I've gone through some shit that I don't ever think that I would ever have to go through doing certain rooms. Your room got me ready for malfunctions and shit that'll just happen in the club.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I remember when we did was it Hard Rock? And like
you said malfunctions.
dude got arrested right in the middle of my set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like
That's hilarious.
Dude,
yeah,
got it right.
he
Oh,
was
man.
drunk
Walked
as
in,
shit,
put him away,
and I'm on
handcuffed
stage in the middle of my shit, and the cops come because the dude was being like him and his girl got in an argument or some shit.
Oh,
and
man.
a motherfucker got arrested in the middle of my set,
Oh man.
and everybody's paying attention to that. And it was a
Yeah.
hard ass room anyway because it was gaming going on and TVs. And
Yeah, it
gambling
was
and all that
loud.
shit.
The casino
Yeah.
was loud, yeah.
And that's happening, and now everybody's paying attention to that.
And you couldn't cuss to wrangle them in.
Exactly. So I just started commentating everything that was going on in the
Yeah.
corner
Yeah.
to get them back, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this shit is fun." Like I was,
Oh, man.
Like,
dude,
that
that
was it.
that
That's-
poor
but
You've
guy,
always
dude.
been quick like that.
I
don't
had to
think
be.
I don't think you ever got stuck.
no,
You know,
No,
I mean,
no,
you've been
no,
shocked.
that's-
I see it on your face.
yeah.
but
And the thing about it is, with your shit, it's like
Every room's like that.
it's either that or after my set, I gotta fight somebody. Like it's like either I
Oh,
piss
man.
somebody off so much to where they're like, okay, well yeah, get the fuck off stage. So Jack Slammy shows are the most controversial, fun shows
Hey,
that
hey,
I've
hey.
ever done.
I'm not the only violent one.
Yeah. Yeah. Tina just said I'm not the only violent one. No, but one of the things though, there's always been the element of like crazy shit popping off though at the shows. But every show's like been good for the most part. I mean, there was the show where Zach Wiseman got knocked out cold over
the second show at Lucy's, and I was not only worried about Zach, but I was like, it was the second damn show.
Oh yeah, he's done.
You know?
Yeah.
The second show, I was like, oh hell, you know, poof, there it went.
Yeah.
And then it stayed for like 4 years. So
That's he's a comic.
Yeah,
Zach,
yeah.
He was a comic, and he would go by
Still is.
and people's half drinks that were on the table. He just go, like
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like in Caddyshack when
Yep.
the kids start pulling it. Yeah. So he would just wander around the table and start banging half drinks.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he had no idea what it was. He just
He
wanted
didn't
to
care.
get his fucked up and
Yeah, he was.
obliterated
Yeah.
as
No,
he could.
well, that's the thing about Wiseman. He would do any drug, anything, at any time, anywhere.
Yeah.
But you know what? When he like quit drinking and just did drugs, he like kind of got his shit together. It was like it was booze that now
Yeah,
he's like this
that makes
painter and
sense.
shit, dude. Like he's still fucking Zach Wiseman. You know what I mean? Like fucking jump out of a tree
So
and
did he
fucking
get-
break your
He's
femur
goofed out of
bone
his
and shit.
brain, and he goes outside, and there's an actual lowrider outside, just pulling up, and he thought it was a cab. That's the only thing I can think of.
Oh, my
because he
God.
starts pounding on the door. Let me to the back door, grabbing
Jesus.
the handle, trying to get in. And the guy got out of the passenger seat and just popped him, and he fell back, and his head bopped open in the parking lot.
Oh shit.
So he had a big pool of blood behind him.
Nice.
The ambulance
Oh, yeah,
came and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. I actually lay with him on the strap. Oh, you can't die, man. It's like second show.
There's like this
Goddamn it, Zach, if you die, I'll kill you.
There's like this outer body experience, and Slammy's like his guardian angel, dude. You know? Like you're fucked, kid. No,
that
but,
was interesting.
It's been the most fun violence doing your shows, man.
well,
It's
you know,
always a good time.
It's the bar show.
but
thing.
that was this Vegas. You know what I mean? Like it's this craziness here because like just a brief little quip with Wiseman. There was a time where we're all partying with him and shit, dude, and he just disappeared. And then fucking you didn't see him for like a couple days, and he was like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, "I spent like the whole day trying to find my clothes because I was naked on top of boomers or like the factory, the little I think it was the warehouse on. Somehow he fucking climbed up there to go do drugs or some shit, dude. He got all naked and fucking couldn't find his clothes anywhere. He said he spent like half the day up there trying to find his, like looking around, trying to find something to cover his dick while he's getting, to get back home.
He was built like a 12-year-old.
No, I know, dude. Someone would call, like CPS would get called, and there's like no parents to call. The guy's like fucking dirty. You know what I mean? Yeah, like. Yeah, he was an amazing dude, though, man, because, like, I will say this, just in quick, in Wiseman defense, I tried to get him a job one time. He's like, nah, Trez, I'll just fuck it off. I can't do that for you there, buddy. He goes, oh, yeah, no, exactly. He goes, I just work when I have to, and then I fuck that off. He's like, I'm good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's respectable. You know what I mean? It's respectable. But, you know, okay, so back to the Vegas scene, though, dude. You know, so then, like, it was kind of finding their way. There was a great mic that was like a show, Mulligan's.
Love Mulligan.
Mulligan's was like Mulligan's was the shit.
It was fun.
You and Marty, that was so funny when it, like the first time I think it was like the first time I went to Mulligan's.
Okay. So real quick. Okay. Okay, so Slammy brings up Marty Forrest. Now Marty Forrest, Marty Forrest has passed away. He's long passed away. We did his thing over at Adrenaline and stuff like that, and he probably passed away long before we actually found out. But he was an actor and a comedian from New York, and he dealt with cancer, and he dealt with, I think, molestation and shit like that. Like, he had like this really hard luck story, but he was this great fucking dude. And he would fucking murder off stage. All right? Off stage. Marty Forrest on stage, the most painful fucking thing ever. All he did was
Cancer.
First it was ass cancer, then being like
Pump right in.
then being raped by his uncle.
Mooly.
Right, yeah, right. But dude, like,
That wasn't even the closer though.
he couldn't even get a joke out before like the first 10 seconds. He would say a line and he'd be like, "Will you shut the fuck up out there?" He's like, It's my time. I'm fucking on stage. I'm talking.
He attacked the crowd before the intro.
Yeah, dude. He would walk up, be like, "Shut up, the talent's on stage."
Oh my
You know what I mean?
God.
He'd be like, "Shut up, don't look me in the eye." You know what I mean? Like,
Look away.
like seriously, Marty was the maniac, dude. I have some old Courtesy Flush podcasts with him. I should just post those up, like put them up. Like, he was the maniac, cause dude, he was like dying of cancer. He's like, "I look better than you, motherfuckers." He's like, "Look at you." He's like, He's like, "You're dying of fucking diabetes and shit. I'm gonna fucking outlive you." You know, like, yeah. But, like, so Mulligan's was this place. It was a great place, like, it was this great show. And speaking of this one time, Marty goes up and he fucking crushes. He fucking, whatever it was, the moons lined up, everything fucking
The female he was with.
Yeah, well, dude. And then there was this hot, like late 20s, early 30s girl, fucking shapely body, tattoos, fucking. Everybody would be like, "Dude, I'd throw it in her," and she's just on fucking Marty's cancer cock. You know what I mean? Like, she's just on this fucking dude, and he's just on fire. Like, everything he was saying was, he's in fuego, right? Well, all right. There's a flip side when things are good. There's a flip. Sometimes you get things are going so good, you're going, everything's happy. You just think it's okay to just kind of slap somebody. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to just kind of just throw out a little something, So Anton goes right after him. This is at the show, Mulligan's, and it's just an open mic. But it's like a mic that you like book a week in advance, which was great. I thought it was a great form. You had the time to prepare. It was like a fucking show. Yeah, it was a great fucking show. It was a good thing. And Mike Simpson and Mark Pritchard, they fucking did that deal. Those guys are amazing. And so fucking Anton goes up, and he just goes, "Damn, Marty." You know what I mean? You know, he's like, "You just crushing and getting the women too. I need to get on." You know, it's just like whatever you do what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Well, Marty, he's just floating around like he's like Frank Sinatra and shit. You know what I mean? He's gonna do it his way. So he's just like, "Oh man, you fucking with me? I'm gonna show you, kid." And he grabbed like some drink right there, and he tries to splash you on the fucking dick like you wet yourself or something. But he goes and splash fucking Anton on stage, and fucking it was like there was no music playing, but everybody heard the music stop. It was like fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It was like what the, and we're like what? And then it was like, is Anton gonna fucking kill Marty right now? Is that what it's? And the exact opposite fucking happened, dude. Fucking, you just lit the whole fucking place on fire, dude. Like,
I had to, man.
but like, what's your because that's what I saw. That's what I saw as an observer of the whole deal. You went up on stage.
This is the first time I've ever heard somebody actually tell the story because I remember it, and I really don't start shit with people. You know what I'm saying? Like I let people bury themselves, and I didn't.
No,
and
I just think
I was just like, damn, that's your bitch. Like right on, I see you.
Yeah.
And he don't know black dialect, so he was just immediately on the defensive. So when he threw the drink in, it was like the whole like everybody got like, because I'm not a small dude, so people automatically are like, oh, he's finna kill this dude. Like, and
yeah, dude.
Back then, like, if he did it today, yeah, I'd have fucking killed him. But then it was like, okay, I'm
You were on
not.
stage.
Yeah, I was on stage, so it's still my
It's your time.
obligation to entertain. And
this is just the mic, but this is the professional mindset of fucking like
at an open mic, like
you know what I
That's
mean?
crazy.
yeah.
But dude, this was like a show though, Mikey. This was like,
Oh,
dude, this is like everybody like planned to go to this spot.
And these
you
were
know?
new
It was
jeans.
a special spot.
They were new jeans.
There's it is. Yeah.
And he did that. Now here's what happened. That this is where Marty fucked up, because he did that, and the girl that was all up on him, she came and dried my dick off on stage. So I ran with that and still ended up like crushing the set, because if it wasn't for that, he'd have died way before his time. But that's what it was. It was like, okay, I'm mad now, but here's this big titty tattooed white woman touching my dick.
I'm pretty sure you said that on the microphone.
I probably did. And I did actually. I was like, yeah, now your bitch drying my dick.
Yes.
What? Like I said it, and the crowd went crazy, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can work with that now. But yeah, that was
a funny one, because that was the first time I went there, right? And I text Scratch, and I said, hey, why don't we get this guy Marty Forrest on the fucking show? He's killing it up here. Mm-hmm. And he goes, well, it's Marty though.
right.
And then I'm sitting there, and it wasn't 5 minutes before I figured out what the hell he was talking about, because 2 minutes later he threw the drink.
No,
Damn,
dude,
that's funny.
dude, but yeah, man, Marty would fucking just have everybody pissing themselves off stage, like just like he'd go up there and it'd just be a complete collapse. It would be,
Exact opposite.
But so, how did that night end? Everything was fine, or everything? How did you and like Marty was there any kind of like? Because I thought he apologized, if I remember correctly.
He over apologized. Like I was tired of hearing him say, "I'm sorry."
Okay.
Because he was like,
Every time you saw him,
because he was like, "You're a big fucking guy. You fucking, you big fucking moolah. You kick my fucking ass." and every time I see him, he was like, "This fucking moolah, you fucking kick my ass." And he would tell the story. Hey, I fucking poured a fucking drink in this moolah's fucking dick, and he didn't fucking kick my ass. He's gonna fucking kick my ass. And I was like, "No, Marty, shut the fuck." Like if I was gonna, like, you're gonna make me whoop your ass on your apology. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't get no street cred from beating up a dude that's already dying. Like,
Cancer bump.
yeah, like, so it was like, I was, it wasn't the jeans
leukemia,
dry, and it was what it was.
Is that guy gone now?
Yeah, Tom just asked if he's gone. Yeah, he passed away some years back.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah, we had a hell of a Wake for him.
Yeah, we did a Marty roast when he passed away. And there was a lot of comics, you know.
He laughed hella hard too.
Oh, I'm sure, dude. I'm sure he fucking. I'm sure Marty Forrest is telling him to shut the fuck up.
That was funny because there was people in the audience going, "This is fucking depressing. We're the hell out of here."
Well, okay, so this is the scene though. This is the scene because it was like the following week or maybe even 2 weeks later. There was a dude who used to hang out there all the time. He was he was a brother, but he was like ex-gangster, like like kind of like
At Mulligan's?
OG, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? Was it Roman or I forget his name. It was like
The braids.
Yeah.
Sit in the back.
Yeah, he was from Louisiana,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
He was a straight up, and he was a cool.
Real cool.
He was like Jerome or Roman or
Yeah, one of them traditional black names.
I forget. It was like no, but yeah, it was. So, anyways, and he was cool. He was cool with everybody. We used to smoke with him and shit and all that stuff like that. Well, fucking Marty goes up on stage and he's actually doing good again. And this dude just walks up and he just walks up with his beer and he's just like, yeah. Fucking splashes a drink on him in retaliation for fucking for Anton. And fucking Marty just goes insane. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
And he goes.
I forgot about that.
Yep.
Fuck.
Party for Marty. Here's the old flyer.
Yeah.
See how it fades to black in the bottom.
That's dirty, dude.
God damn.
And no, this is like if this is like the movie Coco, we're keeping him alive, like fucking in the afterworld. You know what I mean? But fucking Marty goes fucking crazy now, dude. In a straight up fight, like if they were to like square off, like Marty gets annihilated by dude. Okay. But in that moment, Marty fucking murders him. Marty eviscerates him. Marty fucking gives every ounce that he's using to fight cancer to fucking kill that guy right there, bro. I'm talking Marty is like I've never seen fucking flames and eyes for real, bro.
They had to hold him back, man.
And everybody's like, "You're crazy." I was like, "No, dude. This guy," I go, "Remember that dude this is like not too far around that." I go, "Remember that dude just ate that dude's face in Florida?" I go, "That was going down right here, bro. You're not stopping. Dude's chimpanzeeing this guy. He's eating his fucking fingers. He's fucking going, you know what I mean? Like, unbelievable, bro. Yeah. Unbelievable, man. Like, it seriously, I was like, holy shit, dude. If it took like 6 guys to keep Marty fucking back, like, literally.
He was hot.
Oh, man. Seriously, it was impressive. It was impressive, man. It was like he
was the king of bluff that night, man.
It was retarded strength, bro. No, he had no option. Yeah. He has no option, bro. He was like, he's old, he's brittle, he's dying of cancer, dude. He's gonna go out. He's gonna die right there, dude. Yeah, you know what I mean? He's fuck. Yeah, no, man. Yeah. Antonio, was that his name?
Gosh, what the?
No, it wasn't Antonio. Fuck, dude.
I remember it in a minute.
It was Jerry, Jerome, something. Anyway, dude was scary.
It was something very stereotypically.
It was scary, man, because but he was like, fuck this old dude, fucking throwing drinks on my boy. You know what I mean? But there was that.
I didn't ask him to do it. People were like, "Did you tell him to do it?" I was like, "I didn't tell him to do shit. I didn't know." Like I was happy.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit."
But then there was. Do you remember? Were you there that one time? Jay Reed Jay Reed fucking like saved like from a hostage situation over there at Mulligan's. Mike Simpson, the nicest guy in the world, hosts a lot of shows. Is hosting a bunch of shows. He's like he doesn't want to do the same shit, so he always just kind of like just flies by the seat of his pants. Well, there's this like dude with 2 chicks there, this brother from fucking Louisiana, fucking whatever. And I don't know if you were there, but he had the square fucking back. Like this guy, it was like a caricature. Like he walked around like he was overdoing it.
Oh, wow.
And shit. And he couldn't sit down. He was just like sit up straight. It was like really weird. And this dude fucking goes, Mike goes, "Hey ladies, what do you do?" And he goes, "Don't you fucking start, homie." Right? He just lays in the mic and he was like, And he was like, "Oh no, shut the fuck up!" And everybody's like, "Oh,
I
and Mike,
missed that night.
and Mike's like, "Oh no, I'm just making casual conversation. Just keep it fucking." You know, I was like, he's like, "I will fuck you up. You say one more word." And Mike's like, Mike's like looking around like, "Someone fucking help!" You know what I mean? Like, and I'm looking at this dude. I'm like, I hope somebody's got a gun, because it ain't. You know what I mean? Like, unless this dude's really peacocking and he can't fucking fight. You know what I mean? Like, and so Mike's like, "I'm just gonna bring up your next comic." Yeah, yeah.
I hope they saw that.
You know, like it was like, dude, and I had already went up. I didn't have a problem. You know what? It was like a fun room, but like when he talked to them fucking chicks, dude, fucking dude. And he brings up Jay Reed, and fucking Jay Reed was like, "Shit." You're like, I don't even know, man. You know, like he's just doing. And fucking that dude was like, "I fucking like you, little homie," and fucking just like yanked him like right off the stool and fucking, you know what I mean? Like gave him a big old bear hug and shit, dude. It was like, yeah, but dude, I thought we're gonna have to shoot that guy. I thought someone's gonna have to seriously. It's like there's no pool. Like get the pool sticks out. Like you know. Do it scary, bro.
Those are bar shows, man. You never know.
Yeah.
That may be your first and last show ever in life.
And that wasn't a Slammy show.
No, it wasn't.
That's kind of how Ralph's room at the Silver Nugget is.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
There's a
dude.
big. I think the dude's name is. I think his name's
Dog.
Dog. Yeah,
Yeah,
the dude with the
yeah.
big fucking. He was in the back barking and yelling at people, and then one day they were like, "Get up on stage." Were you there that night?
No. I used to work with him when I was a bartender at the cannery. He was the chef there, and
He was cooking motherfuckers' food?
Oh yeah, they would have,
shit.
God damn.
They would
Barking
have-
in your eggs and shit?
they would have to tell. They'd have to in the steakhouse. They would have to tell him to shut up because they could hear him in the restaurant. He'd be like, "This cooking them medium rare."
Oh my! You know, he got on stage one
He'd be
night,
like, "Yeah, honey, don't be cooking. I'm done."
and he was so nervous once they made him get on stage that he actually dropped the microphone and broke it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. See, when he's the center of attention like that, yeah, you put
It's
somebody
easy
on
from the
spot.
back of the room.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
It
but
really
then
is.
they were like, "Oh, get on stage, bro. You're next." And Ralph called him up, and fucking he couldn't do it. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that's fucking great, dude. That's fucking genius.
Well, Mike's used to be fun. I mean, not that I would go to a lot of them, but I went to more than I ever would now, you know, because everybody was trying.
Yeah, that's when you're the hungriest, man. When you're doing open mics and it's you and like 12 other comics and shit.
Yeah.
And you still writing shit out word for word or however your creativity works. It's that I need this laugh to get booked mentality.
Yeah.
So Anton and Slammy, around Mulligan's, other than the Slammy show, what's going on? Yeah, Eddie Rivkin, he's putting on shows, right? Eddie Rivkin.
Eddie still
No. Back then,
okay,
then, he was putting on shows.
Yeah.
Who, you know what I mean? There
But
was like,
there was shows.
no. But I'm saying like, who else is putting on shows? What other shows are going on other than the
Diaz.
Slammy show?
Back
It was
then,
Diaz.
you had Monday Night Raw, which was going on. Monday Night Raw and Mulligan's was on the same night. And I remember I used to do both shows on Mondays. And, you know, you had that. You had, shit, what else was going on back then?
Wasn't Mike P doing shows back then?
Mike P wasn't doing shows until later on. Well, Mike P was doing Fitzgerald's, but he wasn't fucking with local
Locals.
comics like
Gotcha.
that. Mike didn't start. I remember I had an open mic that I was doing at Daddy Mac's in Green Valley.
Oh,
It was
just
me and,
talk
yeah,
into
there
the
was
mic.
that,
yeah,
Hit
me
the
and
mic
DJ
just
Lexo.
a little bit better, just a little bit more. No, like into it,
Yeah. Yeah, that was when me and Lexo started doing it.
dude. Real quick, man. Real quick, dude. I went to fucking. This is before we'd met and shit. I went to fucking to Daddy Mac's to go up. Right, there was like a list, right, to get up and shit like that, dude. These motherfuckers, bro. I was wearing this windbreaker over here. These motherfuckers didn't serve me no fucking drinks, bro. I got like that place. Everywhere I went, I was like the shark in the fucking tank, dog. Everybody would move away from me and shit. They thought I was a cop. They thought I was a cop.
You looked like a cop back then.
Oh man, yeah, dude, that's what I did. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
dude, I walked in there, bro. These bartender would walk on the other side, wouldn't even fucking be like, fuck that motherfucker. Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I should have just been like, hey, but no, man, I was like, yeah, no, straight discriminated, dog.
Right. before Daddy Max though.
Hey, but that's cool because I don't be fucking around like that. I'll
Yeah,
walk
you
away
can't.
too.
Yeah. Before Daddy Max though, it was Bugsy's over off of Sahara, and me and Lexo started that. That's when I first started hosting because Booyah had stopped doing comedy again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jeez. Yeah.
And
Booyah,
he
very
passed-
funny guy. And
Yeah.
Always dramatic. He's quitting.
Dramatic, very passionate
He's
dude.
quitting.
man,
I
but
guess he's
just-
really quit though.
Yeah. He
You know,
quit
he's
and come back every 2 weeks.
Taurus got him booked in January. Here.
Yeah, I'm doing that show.
Yeah.
And it was funny because he stopped and was like, if you want to host,
That's
it was called LMAO Comedy Show at the time, and I was like, yeah, I'll take it, fuck it.
Over
And that's
at
how I met
Bugsy's.
Lexo, and we moved it to Bugsy's, and that was when I first started hosting. And I'll tell anybody that's starting off doing comedy, man, start off hosting because that's how you'll know how to maneuver within any
Feel the room.
situation. You can gauge your crowd and all. That was the best thing that could happen to me as far as stand-up comedy.
That's why I
is
love
concerned.
hosting.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite thing.
It's not a pressure to do a solid 15, 20, 30 minutes of jokes because you can just play off of what's going on, period.
It's my game.
Yeah,
To figure out the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like go up there balls free. Slammy knows. But yeah, no, totally.
That sets the tone, man. But like when we moved it to Daddy Max, and I found out that Mike P was hosting Daddy Max through social media.
Well,
Because
you got moved?
he used to come, and Lexa was like, "Yo, put Mike P up, And I'm like, man, fuck Mike P. He ain't feel like I didn't like dude at all, like starting off, because it was like, man, I listened to you when I was in high school, man. You still working for Hot 97.5, man? Fuck you. So, but he was getting treated like this big ass celebrity. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about you. But he would always make me like bump people to put Mike up. And so I was like, all right, fuck it. So I started doing it or whatever. And next thing you know, I wake up and, Mike P's the host of the show with Daddy Max. I'm like, where the fuck they do that at? So I stopped fucking with Daddy Max altogether. And because I was so hard into the local scene, when people found out I wasn't fucking with Daddy Max no more, everybody stopped coming. So it was a couple nights to where they were trying to do the show and they had no comics. And I got a call and they were like, yo, did you tell people to quit coming to Daddy Max? I said, no. I told people I'm not fucking with y'all no more. So if they stop coming, that's
Then
on
you know.
y'all. Right.
You know.
Yeah. So when I did finally, I stopped doing it for like about a month. And I came back and I just posted, yo, I'll be at Daddy Max, blah, blah, blah. The room was packed. And it was comics that wanted to go up that night and all of that. Mike didn't know how to put nobody up. He didn't know who was on the local scene and all of that. So I ended up still ghost hosting the show just based on, number one, my love for my city, my love for comedy in general, and anything that my name is attached to, I can't allow it to.
Can't let anyone take no shit on
Yeah,
you.
I can't fail. Like, this is my brand, so it is what it is. But me and Mike P ended up being cool after that.
So there's a handful of shows. Can't say like a gaggle of shows, but there's no real like C&B rooms, right? There's no real like rooms, like no one's really like producing the flyers, like producing a show, like actually doing a show. They all end up being like kind of, and I know they're bring some great shows in their own right and stuff like that. I mean, I can't knock them all, but overall, you start getting into the Slammy shows. Okay, now all of a sudden, Slammy shows in Las Vegas are the shows that you want to like be on. They're like the shows that get you ready for the next room, the A rooms. You know what I mean? Like they get you into the places that are going to start getting you work. Slammy's the first guy like in town. Like I remember everybody used to complain about not getting paid shows, and then fucking Mark and Mike, they started putting together paid shows, and no one supported them. You know what I mean? Like no one, like, you know what I mean? That was like a big thing. Well, because Slammy already had like crowds dialed in from the wrestling and the Raiders and all stuff like that. Boom, you have a built-in audience. All those shows become the rage. Everywhere fucking you go, like the shows start out like gangbusters and stuff like that. Obviously, you got to ride through the shit. But that's where you do. I mean, you got to hit your peaks and valleys. But you get to you get to Slammy shows where that's where everybody goes through to do shows in Vegas. Am I wrong?
No.
I was gonna say, okay? So that runs for how long?
What?
The Slammy, like the whole Slammy show, like being like the It Show, Lucy's, fucking. We're
You had adrenaline for a while.
It just went until other people started doing more shows. That's, I mean, I don't know the specific date or time, but it was, I mean, nobody was doing shows. That's why I started doing them for the most part, because I'd work with bands. I was always doing bands, and I was always doing other bullshit like that. And, you know, the bassist old lady doesn't want him to do the show. The next thing you know, you got no band, you know, a whole damn band. And one thing I've always noticed with comics is like you're freaking out, you know, handing out heroin. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the line at the methadone clinic. Everybody wants to get on a freaking microphone. So if you get them, you know, but the thing is, you guys used to support. There would always be, you know, maybe they weren't in the front row or you know, trying to be part of the audience,
comics on
but there'd be
standby
a dozen
back then.
comics in the back and ready and waiting for you to fuck up.
Yeah.
Comedians are mean to other comedians. But like, we're mean to each other, man. Like,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
we're very competitive.
Well,
You
not
know.
I don't see it so much now. Maybe more of a social media type thing. But at the
yeah,
clubs,
now.
you used to be heartless.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if somebody missed a gag, missed a joke, missed 2 words, boom, boom, boom. You know, you heard it. Somebody was just laughing.
Somebody was up there eating it, man. You just be like, hey, don't tap out. And you just make them just suffer through it.
Brutal.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
You know, Slammy gets so mad at me.
Not tap out.
Slammy gets so mad at me. He's like, dude, give him the light. I'm like, no, he can do this. He can do this. I don't care if he can or not.
Believe in his
yeah,
ability
I
to
don't care.
That's
fail
the best.
harder.
Just leave someone out there.
Oh, bro, dude. I gotta be honest. There's like a lot of people, especially when they were like kind of cocky, like with their credits and stuff like that. You know, because there you get so many people traveling through. They do these shows, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a bar show. I work club shows." And then they just go in there. Yeah, they go in there and they
you guys
fucking
used to
just,
hate the shit out of that. That was so funny.
dude. They would just.
Because I would always tell them, say all of it.
I'm not going
Because I want the audience to know this ain't some
yeah.
chump. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the comics come from other places.
Yeah.
I'd have to fucking bring these fucking people up. I have to bring, you know what I mean? I'm like, God damn, dude. Like, whatever. You know, and a lot of them, the majority of them, awesome. But there's just the collection of them where they're not worthy. They're not, you know what I mean? They just do the deal. And you're just like, and you know, when they're eating shit, you're like, yeah, just let them sit in that. Like, right? You know what I mean? It's like, if your kid's been crying, you let them sit in that diaper for a while. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, like
Enjoy
you
your
know?
failure right now.
Yeah, dude. Like, fucking, like, you know, don't come in here on fake. Because I'll never go into a place like with that mindset. You know what I mean? Like bossing people around or just try to be all big. You know, like just big time in people. Like I'd never do that, no matter what the fuck. Like, unless I was a Rothschild. Then I,
That's different.
Yeah,
You're running the world.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
You know, but that's the thing. I used to hate that shit, man. Like, even when I used to host at, like, LA Comedy Club, and this person to give you, like, just this list of shit that you never have seen, never heard of. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, did you expect me to remember all that shit? And I'm like,
He was on episode number 36.
Right.
So.
I was on the What's Going Down episode, and that's my mama.
He
Like,
was a
I
stand.
can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, dude, I'm. You'd be lucky if I say your name right in this bitch. Like,
So
yeah, I'm gonna fuck your name all the way up.
so
Like if you wanted to go to the bathroom, now's the time to go to the bathroom.
Exactly. If you've been holding your piss, please release it.
So what I'm alluding to here is what I'm getting into. There's like a heyday of like Slammy shows. Then things kind of start, you know, maybe I don't want to say spread thin, but there's this like other things going on. There's a lot of people starting new things happening, stuff like that. And then and then all of a sudden there's like a backlash. There's a time where the show to be now is like kind of like an enemy or a
It's competition now.
I don't know. I don't know if it's competition, but it's now intolerable, if you will. It kind of correlates. I guess you can say it kind of goes along the lines of the election. Would you say? Would you say? Is that?
It might have a little something to do with it.
Now, Anton swings the mic over to Tino. Now, here's one of the things is during the whole time that like Slammy shows are going on here in Vegas, pretty much it's like all Obama, right? It's like Obama's the president.
Oh, it was 8 years. So.
Yeah. During,
Yeah.
So right, so during the whole time, right, and in difference of opinion and difference of politics, Slammy has of the Obama administration, right? Such as myself.
Nobody got mad at that.
So, such as myself, such as myself, and such as a lot of people. All right, but one of the things is Slammy never booked his shows accordingly. Never booked his shows like according to his politics or anything like that, right?
Oh.
I've never seen any. I've never seen him like. I would say before I started working with you, I've never seen him like book a show that was like completely one way. Like it's always been a mix across the board. Never a single point of view shared by the whole fucking lot of comics on stage. Whereas you get a lot of shows nowadays, and it's one long fucking joke or it's one long set repeated because it's the same thing all the way through. There's no like
Same
real,
theory.
it's the same point of view all the way through. It's all friends, comedy, whatever, what have you.
Echo chamber.
Yeah, total echo chamber.
You better say more than that. There's no way you're going to say, "Oh, the only thing I said was echo chamber."
That's a credit.
That's
No, but
That's a credit. He's on.
yeah,
I didn't realize that was a thing. When I did my show at the Barcode, I got all the people I thought were funny. I didn't click.
Yeah.
I didn't go,
That's
I don't like what you
only way
think.
to
I don't
do
like
it.
I'm not that weak. You're not going to sway me with your fucking politics or your posts. If you're
yeah,
funny,
funny is funny,
if
right?
you're funny, I like you. You're like me and Donnie do not agree on most shit. I love Donnie. I had him on my show more than anybody at the Barcode.
This is Donnie Johnson
Donnie
here
Johnson.
in Las Vegas.
And he had me on over at Phil's thing at the Sapphire. Because I know it was Donnie.
That's something we need to address here in Vegas.
I know it was Donnie. I mean, Phil,
Oh,
I
that
don't
was
have
a
a
good
problem. And then there's another example. I've never had a problem with Phil.
I've never had a
I
problem
wasn't in the
with
scene
Phil.
very long.
I have.
I wasn't in the scene very long. But
You're talking about Isaac Israel?
Isaac. Isaac. Yeah. Now forget him. I don't like Jews. So
It was the blacklist.
That was Tino.
So-
That was the Bocho Mexican.
So, yeah, exactly.
Weren't you on the list?
No, Bobby.
There was one person.
Richard Humphreys.
For me, like I said, I'm not that weak. I just think that's a
Steve
great sign of
McAnally.
character that you can be a businessman, that you can do your gig, and not let this stupid separatism,
Well, that's
fuck
how
your
it should
shit
be,
up.
right? I mean, that's technically the
Yeah,
way
be
it
an
should
adult.
be. Yeah.
Be an adult.
You're booking
Yeah.
people
Well,
based on how funny they are, not how
I
their
can
world
tell you
views are.
specifically what happened.
Here we go.
All right.
Oh well, I was gonna go someplace, but go ahead. I'll step out of this one. This is.
No, well, I mean, I could. You asked me specifically when did it change, and it was November 8th.
Well,
And the thing, and the reason why is this: I had let everybody out. I was not shy about saying, I think this guy's gonna win. Hey, it's real funny, And everybody cracked every freaking joke they could write on me for a year. They would go, oh yeah, Jackson Trouble, boom, 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 boom.
We're gonna be. I remember. I can't remember who it was, but I remember hearing we're gonna be railing you for the next fucking 4 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, and I'm cool with it. I always laughed. I never got upset when anybody said that shit. But the second he won, all of a sudden it was like I caught the blame.
Yeah. Slammy.
You know? And
Yeah.
I mean, out of the group,
Slammy's Russian.
out of the vocal, yeah, whatever.
It's Ukrainian, really. It's Ukrainian. Slimin.
No, but I mean, and that was a national wave.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That happened everywhere. And then all of a sudden, a couple of friggin' idiots start saying, that I'm racist and all this other bullshit. I had a difference of opinion. My politics are different. Back one about 2-3 years ago where everybody pretty much kept their politics to themselves. And now you get on social media and it just goes blang. And boy, that's hard to keep a track of.
Yeah.
It's
Slammy,
sometimes
the upside of that, though, is racist doesn't mean racist anymore. Racist just means
No,
you don't
true.
agree with me,
But
so you're a racist.
the
It's
thing
like,
is where I'm from and the shit I stood for
I
and
hear
worked
ya.
on all my life.
but they cried
is-
wolf so many times, it's like, okay, you're just
Well,
you're
yeah,
just
now
crazy.
it kind of wears off a little.
just
But
crazy.
when it happened, all of a sudden, you got a large, maybe not a large group, but a certain group of people just flipped on me,
Yeah.
And like all of a sudden, I go to book them, and they weren't on my friends. They
shit.
weren't friends on Facebook anymore.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Weak.
yeah.
That's some weak
No
shit.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Just what I was saying. That's weak.
Because I listen. All the top guys, Anton, all the old cats, maybe 20 of them. I have that in a steady rotation.
Yeah.
And I would try and make sure that everybody's getting as much as I can. Anton would always be around because he would end up being on every other damn show because somebody missed, or And when he walks in the room, I want to try and get him time, but I always try to keep that moving.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm noticing this, and there's a couple of jerk-offs out here preaching this, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
The largest internet troll on the planet is talking shit, and then some janky-ass fucking comic.
Well, yeah, and then the other thing too, I would just say, like, I would go on stuff and people would, it wouldn't even be anything to do with you or anything, but then they would be like, they'd be like, and be like a racist like Jack Slammy or something like that, like, and it was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I would get on there, I'm like, dude, are you? I would tell people, I was like, bro,
I was like the token racist.
but I'd be like, you guys, I would tell people, you'd be like, you guys, I know this dude personally and shit like that. I host his shows. I go, you motherfucking him and his shit is like fucking off like my shit. And I wouldn't be fucking around with anybody like that. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, but I mean, second of all,
I
what
never
you're
did
saying
a show
is,
at the GOAT.
as I say, yeah. Oh, there you go. There you never did a show at the GOAT, son. All right, there you go.
That was the
For
spot
those-
for a
yeah.
little while.
For those not hip to the scene, that was the place that got caught with a whole bunch of racial slurs towards our African American community. Didn't want them there in their place. But anyways, that's a side note. Yeah, no, but
Oh, that's what we were talking
But the
about.
funny thing is,
No,
just to
that
touch on
bar.
the GOAT really quick, like, is it was proven that he had said that shit by, a credible source. The guy that he said it to called him out for it, and then other people were like, oh, we'll still do shows there. You know what I mean? But,
100%.
that?
Oh yeah, I know
there
people.
was a show there the next week.
I know people who did that.
Was there?
Yeah,
know
there was
people
a
did
show
that.
there the
There was a
next
fucking
weekend.
protest out front. I
Yeah.
watched it on Facebook.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
a show there the
Weren't
next
you
weekend.
there? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I watched it on Facebook.
Oh, you watched that?
yeah.
I was there.
Oh, yeah.
I was at the
Makes sense.
protest. But
So-
yeah, there was a show there the next week and a couple other shows, and then
It doesn't sway people. I know people that are booking shows there, and I told them, I was like, hey, guys, just want to let you know that was the thing. So if you're trying to get Vegas comics, you might find some resistance.
and then shortly after that, Tino's boy Raid was hosting a mic there. Like 3 weeks after that,
Tino's boy Ray.
Tino's boy Raid was hosting a mic there.
Oh, damn.
And they were, and him and I forget the other guy's name he was doing it with, but they were doing
Kid Scurry.
Kid Scurry. They were doing
Yeah,
live,
yeah.
Facebook Live in the open mics and shit there, and it was crazy.
So real
Dummy
quick.
tried to fucking sue me.
So if any wait real quick, if anybody doesn't know, Tino was hit viral fame because he was co-hosting, or actually he was a fill-in host for an open mic in downtown Las Vegas, and
Just look up "heckler gets kicked" on fucking internet,
Yeah.
and you'll see what
It's
I'm talking about.
about
But
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
I gotta.
well,
okay.
he kicked this dude in the fucking chest, and
Dropped him.
It was so beautiful.
And then
It is
everybody
so-
shared it for 6 months. Every comic that
Hey.
asked me to come onto the show would be, hey, it's safe
Hey,
to go
here's
on
how
to
you
Las
know.
Vegas, isn't
Here's
it?
how you know there's no white privilege, because a Mexican kicked a white man literally and figuratively out of the fucking comedy scene.
Yeah.
He's a white dude, so there's no fucking white privilege. Anyway, here's the thing. This has been going on for over a year. I didn't know this. The guy tried to serve me. He called me on the phone, and I just hung up on him. But the funny thing is he missed his deadline by like 4 months. And then, so he's trying to take me and Freddie to civil court, and he wrote out this whole thing. I have it. I have it in my house in LA.
Really?
I'm gonna fucking post it on the comedy scene, because he goes, and then Anthony Tino Sanchez sucker punched me with a karate kick. That's what he wrote. I sucker punched him with a karate kick, and it's like, dude, all you gotta do is, I mean, everybody that saw that was like, oh yeah,
Start the
you
show,
were
asshole.
fucking defending
Dude, he
yourself.
came running right at you.
Yeah, but I
dude.
sucker punched him with a karate kick. That's what he wrote.
Oh,
so
right.
I've been to civil court before. Even if he wins, even if I don't address this, I know, because I won. I took someone to civil court. I won. I didn't get a penny. So it's not like he listens to this because he can't afford a fucking smartphone. You're not getting shit, homie. You're not getting one fucking penny. And I'm posting your dumbass fucking chicken scratch on the Las Vegas scene. So eat a dick.
Nah,
That's the
dude.
second kick.
Wait, so first of all, goddamn,
Tino.
the kick
everyone.
that was one of the best kicks that have ever been landed on the West Coast.
Yeah, dude.
Sure.
Period.
Dude, it
Like,
was so.
I show coworkers that shit. I showed my mom. Like, she loved it. She's like, God damn, he's a fucking Spartan.
Dude, yeah, dude.
Oh,
this-
it's got 1 million views on YouTube, right?
Oh
It's
man,
on
it's
million.
it's
50
it's
million.
it's viral as fuck
Yeah.
now. Like
yeah, dude.
that shit was amazing.
Oh, that was never monetized?
No, because it's you got
Oh, it's violence?
Yeah. So when then they get all the fucking money. They the fucking assholes.
Oh man,
Yeah.
dude. Tino's
Well,
been
no, yeah.
Tino's
We got-
been jived
we got
twice
screwed.
on that.
We got screwed. Yeah.
He's been jived twice. His other one, there wasn't like 10 million
It's
hits.
10 last I looked. It was 10 million.
Fuck.
No. This
No, no,
was
no.
this was something totally different.
No,
Something
this
totally
is
different.
this is totally different. He had a pit bull running on a treadmill.
Just a pup, and just went fucking viral. Went crazy viral. Yeah. And because I used Eye of the Tiger,
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't. Yeah. And then so we were getting 100,000 likes a day. So I went to take the music off, and they're like, "Oh no, you can't. You fucking assholes." So that they took just so they can make the money. They made the money. Fucking YouTube
Yeah,
ripped
yeah.
that shit
Yeah,
off.
they run ads through that shit and everything.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Tino also had his fucking Facebook pit bulls and Peace Loving Pit Bulls fucking ganked from him with like 300,000
Yeah,
fucking followers or something.
stole it. Yeah, I got it back though.
Yeah, good. Yeah, are you getting that algorithm out a little bit? I mean, are you getting out like when
No,
you post?
Facebook's not letting anybody. If you got followers, even if you pay, they're just not letting people. Like I used to be able to reach a good amount of followers, and now I'm lucky if 1,000 people. It'll say 1,000 or
Yeah.
Wow.
430,000 followers. I'm lucky if I get like 1,000
Wow.
reached or clicks. Like I used to get just comments, likes, shares. Now it's they want you to pay. Nonprofit, fucking Jews.
Zuckerberg. No, but hold on. I want to pull it back over here. I want to pull it back to the Slam Man over here with the fucking with afterwards with people fucking calling you racist. What ends up happening to the shows, dude? What ends up happening to the tried and true, the people that that were always there, and now they're not answering the fucking call. What ends up what goes on? What starts happening in your world where the show's there, the audience is there, the money's there, but now not the comedians.
Well, that was never a problem as far as getting comedians. They seem to come out of the woodwork. After X amount of years, probably after about 3 years, I was just, because for, I don't know, 3-4 years, I was the only one doing shows, really, that maybe had a dime on it,
Yeah.
And I never paid anybody a lot, but I always tried to get somebody something, especially if they were doing more than 5 minutes,
Yeah.
Guaranteed half a tank of gas for me. That's it.
Yeah, you know, I hate that people, you know, if they driving out of the, you know, going out of their way to make sure that they're there. But, I mean, I caught a lot of heat for that, too. They would be like, you're using out-of-town comics all the time. And I'm all like, because only half of you are funny.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, really. To be quite honest, you know, there's a dozen headliners here.
Yeah.
You know, and if you got 52 shows in a year, you know, you're just going to roll them around or, you know.
Or bring them in, yeah.
Yeah. And then you got people, and the guys from L.A., they're hungry. And it's not like you just call me and I get you on. You know what I'm saying? There is a check or two. Hey, it was last several years was somebody had to suggest you because if that comic wasn't up to par, I went after the guy who suggested him.
Yeah.
And said, what the fuck?
But that's for local comics. That's a good chance to network with out of state comics.
Well, that's
totally.
I always thought that was the biggest thing that I was helping out with.
Yeah.
Well,
Because a lot of people got a lot of shows
will
in
tell
places they probably wouldn't have
Oh,
without the
100%.
connection.
Yeah.
100%. Well, here's one of the things. Even though I haven't cashed in that fucking ticket like I should have so far, but I shall. But I went and did a show with Sam Tripoli in the Tinfoil Hat comedy deal up in California, and I went a day early, and I was out with him in L.A. And we went to a comedy show, and it was actually a memorial for a comedian that had passed away. And I brought like everybody up in the room on the stage, like almost everybody. Like I knew everybody from doing Slammy shows, and like people remembered me, and I hadn't done shows with them in like a year plus, and they're like, "Hey, Trez," they're like, "Yo, dude, what are you doing here?" And I was like, "Oh shit, you remember me?" You know, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like it was a great feeling, and you know, and I was like, "Oh shit, dude, I remember that guy fucking tanked." You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I was like, and I was like, he's out here. I was headlining all these shows and stuff, and I was like, bro, I'm like, I'm with like, I'm where I should be. Like, I can hang with these fucking folks. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like where I kind of like scale myself down to. You know, even though I am, but I'm not. You know, I mean, like I can fucking hang, and it was a great thing, dude. And you know, and I know that there's people that you know, they've seen me, and there's enough respect where I could go and do the show, you know, like get on the show. But racist. That's like I'm just saying. That's like something that like I didn't see. Like I didn't see that in your posts. I didn't see that in your comments. I mean, I don't follow everything that you do, but I didn't see that. And all of a sudden I'm getting pulled to the side, and people are like, "Yo, dog, you shouldn't be doing shows. You shouldn't be doing Slammy shows." I'm like, "What do you mean, dude?" And they're like, "Dude, he's like racist and stuff." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I was like, "How is this dude racist? Fucking like paying like first of all, at our last gig, like 85 to 90% of our audience was black or like you know what I mean? It was like it was non-white.
Good room.
Yeah, it was a great room. It was that was.
I hate it when good rooms just close.
Man, that was a fun room to be in for sure to watch. It was a great room.
Dude, yeah, it's the old Sahara Lounge fucking.
It had a really good comedy vibe in it.
I thought it was nice because we threw a shit ton of different stuff at him.
Yeah.
You know.
But the people that were there for comedy. It wasn't like a room full of other comics. It was a comedy audience that like trusted you were going to entertain them, and they came there for the night because of that.
Big
so that's
shout
what made it
out.
a really good room.
Big shout out to Plus Size Curves and Christy.
Yep.
For fucking, I mean,
Christy.
super mega promoter supporter fucking
rally
people.
Yeah,
cook. Yeah, rally people up. Yeah, dude. I mean, she really fucking. But it was weird. We would do okay, but then when she came on, like when she like was like supported us. It just, I mean, we had to call the fire marshal. I mean, people like we were afraid the fire marshal was going to get called a couple times. Like we had that place to the gills.
I thought that place had a lot of feeling in it. You know, like everybody. You know, like the one time that and talked about it earlier with the one time that it got out of hand, you weren't there, and that's why it got out of hand. and I had Doc hosting, and by the end of the night, the internet had lit up that Big Doc was the racist.
Oh my goodness. But like Tino said, that's just a weak cop out. That's like, you know what I mean, like throwing that word around.
Well, because he told this one chick to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
And she was just blabbing. So, and by the way, it wasn't even like,
It was
hey,
crazy.
bitch, shut the fuck up. You know, it was like, hey, maybe, you know, can you keep it down over there? You know, boom, 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 whatever it was. It wasn't out of there.
I just moved into my new house, and I locked myself out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I
I'm in my backyard. I can't get in my house.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And so, Big Doc had to fucking wrangle the crowd. But
the people in that room, we threw every sort of comedian at them. Every sort of comedian at them, you know, and nobody was offended, you know, nobody got crazy. Nobody started yelling. There was no firearms. There was no knives. You know, it makes you miss Lucy's, but that was just a good room. You know, everybody had a nice vibe in there, real free thinkers, and if your jokes were good, they laughed. You know.
But regardless of the show, regardless of the fucking the product put together, you're still all of a sudden like people are calling you fucking racist because you are a Trump supporter.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? No, hey, it happened to the whole world. I'm mad at it happened to me. Happened to a lot of people. You know, look at Owen Benjamin. You know, look at these people that are just getting stifled off.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, you see what happened to Roseanne. The lady tells jokes for a living.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a little crazy.
And then that chick did look like the
she
fucking
has fucked
character
up
from
50
Planet of the
times
Apes.
before, and I hope she gets the chance to fuck up 50,000 times again.
Yeah.
You know? I was never a big fan of Kathy Griffin, but I thought that was insane how it got blown over.
Yeah.
You know, that was, it still goes under art to me.
Yeah.
You know? It might have been a severed head. I love Slayer, so a severed head is not going to bother me. You know?
Yeah.
I got several CDs with severed heads on the cover.
Yeah.
You know, so don't trip me. But I don't want to see anybody
Censored.
get out of work.
Yeah.
And that happened. That has happened to me. I have had shows that have been planned. I've had shows booked. I've had clubs, and it's gone through. Specifically because of the internet.
Jesus.
And I've never really put a shit ton of effort into booking shows. They kind of just keep going because I do comedy, and somebody will go, hey, I have a bar over here. And then, you know, it moves forward like that. But now, not only do I have this stigma thing, but there's 50 shows a week. You know? And I hope that more shows happen. I like it when comics get on. That's how they get better. But I also like it when the people consider the audience. You know, a 3-hour marathon that's not an open mic, but a freaking comedy show.
Yeah.
I don't think you're helping anybody. You know, I don't think you're helping the scene that much. Because it's, you know, I can watch Anton for 45 minutes. If I watched Anton, Donnie, Jay, Ray, go on down the line, I would be done with the show.
Yeah.
So, you know, I like spicy shows. I like different types of comedians. But I understand that everybody wants to book their friends. They're excited to get the show, so they book their friends first. But I always just hope that they keep the audience in mind. You know, how long can they sit there? And how long can they wait?
Yeah.
Which is another one. You know, you got some shows that are booked, you know, it's comedy from 8 till midnight.
Yeah.
And you go, well, what time does the show start?
Yeah.
So what's some like being a show promoter in town, like what's some like greasy, underhanded, like backstabbing type shit have like people done, you know what I mean, to like get spots or, you know, keep people off shows or anything like that? Like what's something like you've witnessed?
Keep people off shows. I don't think I've done that, but I do know several people that do. You just don't book them. You just don't book them. You know.
I mean, what do you mean you don't book the people that you don't want on? I mean, obviously.
No, I mean, if you know, or you come up with a blacklist.
Oh,
you know,
Phil Pareto.
Because that's what it said on the top of the board.
It did in black writing.
So, does anybody want to open up this can of worms about the fucking?
No, I mean, well, if you want an example, that's a great example for you. And I mean, look at the people that were on this list. Some of them were just Wonder Bread. You know, I mean, complete friggin' Wonder Bread. You know, complete white bread, man. It was just. I mean, Manny was on that. Manfred Hein.
Yeah, Manfred Hein.
Manfred Hein.
Yeah, that was.
I mean,
right there.
is this a dirty comic?
What was the?
Has he ever said the bad word on stage?
I've heard of the blacklist. I've heard of that guy's blacklist. Why were the people on that blacklist?
So Phil Pareto had this blacklist because these people were calling him out in his shady practices for screwing him over, and then also
I think
Isaac,
they got it for running the light on a few of them.
Phil Pareto, aka Isaac. AKA Isaac Israel, he did a lot of things where it
Whenever you have a school
fucked over a lot of people, I
and
guess,
you take it from the start and then you're trying to take it to the finish, it's like, what are you really doing?
Yeah.
You know, are you putting on shows? You helping comics? You're the teacher at your own school. By the way, ring a bell, man. That is a sign.
Yeah.
If you're the teacher at your own school, you know what are you getting out of it? You know, it's like that kung fu teacher from
well, yeah,
Napoleon
he's
Dynamite.
Like I mean, he's not funny on stage, and he
needs more cocks.
Teach a comedy school, and he's ripped off a lot of people and stuff. You know, he's always paid me. He's always paid me.
He's always paid me too.
Yeah, he's never.
Wow, you're really clear on the mic right there.
Yeah, I just want to know. I just want people to know.
He's
I
always
got
paid me. He's always been all right. But the fact that he'd done wrong, like enough people that I know, I was like, I just can't, and I just stayed away. I never had I never bashed him. I never went up, but that was like their thing, their thing to do. But the guy has the guy has like those practices.
Well,
whatever.
Whoever's booking the show has that power.
Yeah,
that's it. And
but he had this list. He had this
use it
list,
for
but like there was also like a mission statement behind the list. These people never work again.
Yeah.
It was like something fucked up. So, anyways, there's that in the world, but there was something there that like really rang through to me. There was people who were outright like taking any and everything that was done and turning it into like a racial issue, and this
the hurricane.
And this is where I don't want to be all out and about it, or all crazy about it, but it did affect me because I'm friends with all parties, and it was like I wasn't even in consideration on like what they were doing and like just throwing me in on like lumping me into this soup, of being not even caring, like, you know what I mean? Like like this doesn't have an effect on me. Like I'm working with the guy,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like
It was a hobby, I think, for most. Hopefully they're getting bored of it now. But it really doesn't matter. Because I'm all done with that shit now.
No, you're coming back. You're coming back. Slammy shows will be back.
You're done with shows now?
Yeah, man, fucking.
They got to come back.
I was gonna ask you after this, like,
Hey,
where you at now?
when are you gonna get on?
I need some time.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Shit. man, hey, you know, I got nothing.
I was hoping too.
Yeah,
Damn, I was
I
like,
know.
oh,
Yeah,
Anton's
I
gonna
know.
say something cool.
Nah, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. My name was never on the list, but if you pay any attention to me, I stay out of all social media
No bullshit.
Yeah.
beefs. No, and I know what's going on, but I don't comment on it because I don't want. Because my thing is this: I'm from the age to where if I have something to say about you, you're gonna get it face to face before you read a tweet or some shit on somebody's timeline subliminally talking about you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time for that. You know, but at the end of the day, that's how that's how people beef now. You know, you put it on social media and you cleanse yourself. You know, but the retaliation could be you very well getting kicked in the chest. Like
There
no
you go,
bullshit.
son.
Like
Rim
you
shot
can't be a keyboard warrior your whole life. You know what I'm saying? Or an iPhone warrior or Samsung or whatever fucking phone you have.
Oh, for sure.
You know, at the end of the day, if I don't like you or if I have a problem with you, I'm coming to you. Period. And either we can talk the shit out or I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. And that's just what the fuck it is. You know, I've done shows to where, and that's my thing. Like when people can say what they want to say about, you know, whoever. If you paid me to do a show and I ain't never had to chase you to get my money, you have it as soon as I get off stage or before I get on stage.
Yeah.
What you do with your political beliefs and whatever, I don't give a fuck. Give me my money.
Yeah, just
And
cut the
just-
check.
exactly.
Just
like
cut the check.
If comedy is your job, I don't give a fuck about how you feel politically about whatever or your religious beliefs or their whatever. I don't care. You know, that's what you personally believe in or don't believe in or whatever, and that's fine. But when it comes down to my money, I've robbed promoters for, I got to get on my PayPal. I can't pay you today. I can't. Motherfucker, I did a 30-minute set.
Where's your phone?
Give me everything you got on you right now. Like,
Yeah.
there were memes made about me when a dude didn't pay me after a show. We were at Bear Bob Theater at Town Square. Yeah, and I did a show, and I seen the headliner get paid in the bathroom, and it was like after that, you know, dude hit me with, you know, I gotta hit my PayPal, I gotta do this, I gotta.
You see what had happened
The
was
show's over now. I need my money now. Like, it's already spent in my mind, and his arrogance about it was like, well, I told you I'll give it to you when I can give it to you. You got me fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
jokes is what I do for fun. I get paid to beat people up. Like, I will fuck you up. And it was that to where, you know, as comics, we always have to fight to be taken seriously. You know,
Yeah.
especially because we do something that everybody in the world think they can do.
That's 100%.
Everybody fucking
Everybody
think they're
thinks they
funny.
can- Yep. That's
You know,
for sure.
and because I like to make people laugh doesn't make me soft. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ran from nobody and I never will. But if you tell me and I trust you on, you know, I need you to do this show for me, you know, you're going to pay, you know, X amount of money, blah, blah, blah. And that's what made me start being like, okay, I don't give a fuck if I'm getting paid $50. I want $25 as soon as I walk through the door. I'm not going home empty-handed because I put my blood, sweat, and tears into what I do. And that's just what it is. And until comics can take that and take their craft seriously enough to where we're not just so thirsty for the stage time. If you're funny, you're funny. You know, you can't get up and bomb 3 out of 5 shows, but expect to be paid $100 a set for an open mic. You know what I'm saying?
Preach.
Be fucking funny. Let your work speak for itself. You know, if a motherfucker ask about, you know, the Vegas comedy scene and who can they see kill it, you know, consistently, I guarantee you, hands down, I'm top 5.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Period.
yep.
And that's based off of if I can do a 30-minute set of just all crowd work off shit I've never written
Yep. No,
and material. You know what I'm saying? So
and material.
at the end, I could do material. Fuck you. But that's my whole thing, and it's not even me coming off as being cocky or whatever the case may be, but that's how serious I take myself as a brand. So for you to tell me, oh, I'll pay you when I feel like paying you, no, give me everything you got on you right now, and I'm still gonna fight you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what ended up happening. There was a meme that came out with my face on Incredible Hulk's body, and he was smashing shit, and it was like, that's what happens when Anton Knight doesn't get his money after shows. Like the shit was hilarious, man. It was like people that held me back from whooping this dude's ass because he wouldn't come out the building because he didn't have my money. But he paid. Like if you pay one comic, you better pay everybody. Don't give him my money and be like, oh, I got to get at you later on.
Slammy,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
say
that's
about
bullshit.
All I can say is, as a promoter, the best thing to do is make sure that you have everybody's pay in your pocket before you walk in the freaking building.
Exactly.
And if
Before
not,
the show starts, you better have, walk in with the pay, then you get paid and get your money back from the bar
and it, wait,
as the promoter.
Got you.
Yeah,
You know?
Exactly.
But I walk in
But-
with everybody's pay in my pocket.
Right.
and then when you don't have it,
When you don't have it, you go to the host.
And that's the thing, as a promoter in general, especially just starting off, you got to be prepared to, if I'm promoting something, you got to be prepared mentally. Like, you got to be the first person to take the L.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You hired me to do a job. Now that I've done that job, I expect to be paid for it. I don't give a fuck if it's 2 people or 200 people that showed up.
yep.
If I get on stage and I tell these jokes, I need my money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Period.
Yeah,
And
the audience is not your concern.
exactly.
I mean,
I'm
it's
a
your
promote
concern
me.
to promote it.
Yeah.
But the end result, whether there's 50 people came to see you or 2,
Exactly.
it does not matter.
I
It's not
did
your
my
gig.
job regardless. If I don't say, hey, I'm not doing the show, if I don't do a show, then I don't expect to get paid. You know, I've done shows to where it was a person that was booked. I won't say his name, but he drove out here to Vegas. I'm hosting the entire show. I host the show, and it's time to bring him up. He does not go on at all whatsoever, but leaves with the money that was collected for the people that paid for the show. Nobody, and drove the fuck off. Never touched the microphone.
Dude, how do I get on that?
Never touched. This was here. Here.
No, but it's a LA
He
comic.
drove- LA comic?
He drove from California.
Wow. Can we get a name?
Not now.
Ah,
No,
that's all right. That's all right.
But
man.
it was a learning experience for me,
we
and
don't break
and
it.
I was hosting, and at the end of the day, I was like, shit. And when I came, I was like, yo, it's time for you. I introduced him and everything. The crowd was up, everybody's, and I hosted this whole show, and he was like, I'm not going up. They don't have my money. And I'm like, the fuck? If they ain't got your money, I know I'm not getting paid.
yeah.
So I'm immediate like, well, shit, this is a bust. And he's like, yo, I'm not going on. And they gave him everything that they collected that night. And they used his likeness for the show and everything. And he took all that money. And it was 3 other these were all comics from California. I was the only local that was hosting the show. He took all that money and left.
Where was the show at?
This was it was like right across the street from it was downtown. It was right across from like the Gold Spike or some shit like that. And it was a terrible venue, but we packed it out based on the names that were on the show. And my man took the money and drove back to California. Never touched the stage. Never touched the stage. And you got other comics that were from LA that did the show. The show's over now. I had to go back up and be like, hey, fuck it. This is it. You know, and them being from LA, you know, they hustling. I got merchandise, so I'm making some money some kind of way. And I ended up getting told I was going to get paid the next day. So here I am the next day in the same alley with motherfuckers that I grew up watching on Comic View and all of that. We sitting in the same alley waiting to get paid. You know, for some shit that we bust out. It was a great show, but the main motherfucker that everybody came to see took the money and drove the fuck off. You know, and after that, it was just like, okay, yeah, if I don't take myself seriously enough to say, hey, I deserve at least a deposit for you actually booking me and you securing, because I could be doing other shows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Period.
Yeah.
Always kept that in mind too. Especially with, and you guys would call me sometimes day before the show. Hey, somebody could give me a shit ton of money.
Right.
Well, you got to do that, and I
Right.
make arrangements.
Here's a little something though. Here's a little something. This to change gears on things. But Slammy. Who sucked a dick for stage time?
Damn, that happened?
On the local level.
Damn.
Fuck.
Who sucked a dick for stage
It wasn't
time?
mine.
Oh.
I was told I was next.
Oh. Okay.
But
Was it just one? Can you get that?
what? Am I supposed to say it?
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, dude! If I say it, everybody will perish.
Spell it.
Spell it.
He just told you.
It had to be a female, right?
He just told you. On the local level, he's
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't want to die, so I don't want
Cracko
anybody
Barbie.
to perish in this room.
Cracko Barbie, dude. Yeah.
Ew.
All 90,
Ew.
all 90 pounds of
Some
her.
plain Jane.
Thought she was pregnant?
Dude,
Who knows?
that's when she actually started looking decent. She
That never happened.
dude, no, as far as like, dude, she was like filled out. Yeah, she was looking all right. She had to be pregnant with twins to fucking look like she was like a normal weight.
You said filled out. I go,
Hey, I will say that we got a hell of a show out of her at Adrenaline. I don't know if you were hosting or Steve.
No, I was hosting.
You were hosting? Okay.
I was hosting.
Yeah, but I mean, the rest of the show was about her.
dude, if you suck a
Because she was
get a mic
she was
show?
pretty loaded when she went on stage,
It's like it.
so it was pretty funny.
Oh, bro, she went up on stage and she
It was
so
Scratch, by the way.
fucking-
Scratch got it. Scratch is the one that got it.
I knew his dick was dirty.
When you saw it.
That's how he got the nickname Scratch.
He gave her the proper 12. 12 pubic hairs.
Dude, I wouldn't even kick her in the chest if she came at me. That's how much I ain't touching her.
Oh, damn.
Ew.
Yeah, well, it's a fun scene.
It's a fun scene.
It's a fun scene. You know what? I still miss Lucy's, though. I think that was probably the funnest show I ever did. Because there was just every day. It was guns, knives,
Oh, yeah,
fried
yeah.
food.
Boss had a gun. Fucking,
Yeah.
Boss had the fucking... the biker gang want to kill him, and then the next time he comes up, he fucking pulls out his fucking, was it like a 40 cal? Just sets it on the bar stool, says, all right, now we can tell jokes. This fucking, yeah.
So awesome.
Vegas
We had
is the wild, wild
helicopters
west,
there
dude.
that night.
You think that shit's going on now? No. No, it's
You know what
fucking,
sucks about the scene now is that if somebody did that a fucking comic would call the police on him.
oh yeah.
Hey, you know what? You're probably right.
They probably pee themselves, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, seriously.
I think my favorite thing there was and I remember Anton vividly doing it several times. He would be featuring, and the food plate would come out, and it'd be like, "Oh, the food's out. Hey, all right, everybody.
Lucy's.
Good night."
I did that? Oh, that's funny.
Well, you
That
had to.
sounds
You had
like
on
me.
about
That
2
sounds like
minutes
some
of a
shit I
food
would
plate.
do.
That
Oh,
sounds
dude.
like
Because the other comics,
love
there'd be
food, man.
10 or 15 comics sitting in the back just waiting for the food.
Yeah.
This would be the curse if you were on stage and the food came out because
Oh,
Lucy's had like
Better save me some cheese sticks, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Lucy's
The
is,
pizza was good. too.
Lucy's is in the top 5 like best pizzas in my life.
Yes.
The chicken wings, the whole spread was fucking great. But Mike would fucking make this big ass fucking pile of wings, mozzarella sticks, whatever else, fucking fries, and then do fucking like 2 big ass pizzas.
And then
And
2
it-
minutes.
And if you weren't off, if you were on stage, fucked. You were
By
fucked.
the time you got off, that food was gone.
Other than if you had respect, where someone would like put some shit to the side and shit, but
These were poor ass comics.
yeah,
I mean, these
nah,
guys
bro.
didn't have jobs.
this is
that might have
dude,
been the only time they ate that
I
day.
think
If you
I
wasn't
think
getting paid, at least you was getting full.
bro, I think there's some teeth marks and some pizza tins over there, like them just chomping at the fucking bit to fucking.
Well, there's been a couple mics out here that have given like pizza, like to comics. And then like you'll hear Naked City used to do it, and then Champagne's was doing it for a little while.
Yeah, Gilligan's
And then
post was the
Gilligan
best.
had a post like the next morning, like fucking 3 comics went up, but the whole pizza's gone.
No, he's like,
Nobody
no,
like
he's
just
like-
came, ate the pizza, and left. He's like, what the fuck?
He's like 4 whole pizzas, feed like 30 people, 3 comics on stage. Fuck you. Some shit like that.
Yeah, I was like, oh man.
Pizza's fucking done. you
But
know?
same too, like with Naked City Pizza, like people would go eat pizza, and then I'm scratching off the list. I'm going. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's dirty, dude.
Dirty.
But it's always nice to have a bottle out too. That is a nice gathering spot around my.
Yeah.
I've always loved you for that.
There was 2 bottles at
Yeah.
Lucy's. There was like whiskey and vodka, right?
Depending on the location of this is how smart Jack was. Depending on the location of the show, he knew whether to give the comics clear liquor or dark liquor.
Vodka, Hennessy.
Lucy's was always dark liquor. We had the Evans, what was it?
Evan Williams.
The
The
Evan
Evan
Williams shit.
Williams.
That and Rush Hour.
Oh man.
Yeah, that and Rush
The
Hour.
dark liquor shows were always the best shows. They were always the best shows, man.
I remember Rush Hour. We had some fucking great shows there too. That was some fucking.
Yeah.
You always had that. And then at the, what was it, Sahara Lounge, you just had. That's
Yeah.
when it just ended. You had that little green room in the back. You had put,
That was a nice spot.
yeah.
was a nice
You had the little, you always had a couple bottles back there.
Try.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they were nice about it. I just kind of put that in the deal now.
Yeah.
And if I can, sometimes people don't want to do that at all.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those, it sucks because you'll find out what room you're going to be in for a long time.
Yeah, if they're willing
shortly.
to share the wealth and, yeah.
Yeah. If the bartenders don't shut up, that show's probably going to tank within a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Or when the bartender starts fucking heckling.
Yeah.
Bro. It's some
Lucy
chick.
was Violet, right?
Yes.
Some chick with big tits, fucking and like some fucking overly bleached hair and shit, dude. And fucking next thing you know, you don't have a show because she was offended because everybody fucking just sizzled her ass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking gave her another layer of tan because they fucking just roasted
They
her.
get comfortable. They think they're part of the show, or they have the authority
No,
to
they-
like,
no,
speak
no,
out.
That's the
Yeah.
part right there.
Yeah.
They think
Right.
they have the authority, and the biggest one is because the attention is off of them,
Yep.
and they are used to just having it all on them.
and they're banging the owner.
Right.
Well, yeah,
There's
No,
that.
that's
I'm
the other
a
thing.
regular at this bar, but you're not a regular at a comedy show, so
Yeah.
you feel entitled to. Well, I'm here all the time. I could just say what
An
the fuck.
hour
I
and a
wanna say.
half out of your fucking day.
Exactly.
Yeah, and out of your month, or whatever.
And the thing about it is, if the show was booked right, it would start from the host. Like, if Trez was hosting the show and he was having a problem with somebody, the
Yeah.
next person he would bring up would fucking just tear into that motherfucker. And then after that, it was like it was a fucking nightly event of just, okay, he said this, I'm gonna top the bitch and I'm gonna hit her with this shit. Like it was, and we would just take turns just shutting motherfuckers up. Like, and you've never been the okay, we gotta keep the only time you've only told me to
that was
kinda
the Hard
watch,
Rock, wasn't it?
Was it Hard Rock?
Hard Rock is they banned the N word.
Yeah, you told me not to use the N word, and I was like, all right, I'll try.
Hey, but what was fuckface that went up there and almost got that shit
Fuck that motherfucker.
I can't remember his name. I guess there's no sense in throwing it out, but Slammy knows. He ain't even saying it. But he what was it? The very first thing he's like, dude, can't say it. Can't this
I'm
that.
like, it's not my rule, man.
know,
we're in the freaking Hard Rock
casino-
in Las Vegas.
And-
asshole.
and he goes up very first thing. Nigga, naga, naga, nigga, naga, 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 naga. We're like, yo, dog, like,
Yo, he said I couldn't say it, so boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom.
oh, dude.
And then, but you want to know what talent is? Talent was the following week
boss.
when Boss got in because you couldn't say it,
Yeah.
but the audience could, and Boss had him singing it.
Oh, my
Boss
goodness.
had him fuck, dude. That was one of the
Hilarious.
that was one of the
And
funnest.
I was-
That's one of the
I
funnest
mean, it was
shows
one
I
of those
host.
things where you're like,
Genius.
I'm in a moment here, man.
Genius,
This is
yeah.
Hey, I didn't know Boss was racist.
What?
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, but he had him singing it, and I mean, it was just like, like a 3-part chorus.
Oh my goodness.
I'm serious, and we were just sitting there going,
dude.
wow.
Dude,
This
he had
is
him.
what I'm so happy I'm here right now.
He would
because
have
I'm
him
watching somebody dominate this fucking.
He would
thing.
have him chant it. They were chanting. They were fucking doing it, and I was just like,
Yeah, it was awesome.
We never come back here again. I was like,
No, the owner, or the guy that ran the bar there, he was like, that was perfect.
Genius.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He
like,
he found
we
the
can't do that
loophole in
because,
the room.
People are yelling all over this casino all day long, everywhere, doing everything. It's an odd word, but when 50 people are chanting it, or 100 people are chanting it in a room, led by a large black man,
Exactly.
You go, wow, what's happening here?
Yeah, you're gonna come and join in.
I remember when I remember Salerno going up there, and a guy just walked in randomly out of the casino and just started heckling him. And he was in like a Hawaiian shirt and flip flops, and Salerno just stopped and just laid into this dude, and he kept going, and to the point to where I think he came off the stage at him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was a hectic night, and it's sad too because that was probably the last time Salerno did my shows.
Oh wow! Wow.
Funny guy, but I understand. If everybody stopped doing my shows because somebody said something in the audience, I probably wouldn't have any comments.
Oh, I would never. Yeah, I'd never.
Now you like it because it's like a toss up. It's like an assist.
It is sometimes. It is. It's like, hey, thanks for that. I needed that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, there's something to always work off of. You know what I mean? At a Slammy show, like Crack Granny, it doesn't matter. Other people getting fucking, sucker punched off stage or fucking, anything goes.
No, I can't say they didn't deserve it.
Oh yeah.
Bring those days back. Bring those days back.
Well, here's one of the things. Speaking of that incident, that was a fellow comedian here in town, who out of all the times in the world, this dude should have been fucking sucker punched, or should have been fucking punched. Him just making fun of this dude's glasses got him sucker punched, and it wasn't even like he.
But it was the bar's dope man.
Yeah. That was the thing, and that was something we really couldn't come out with. I couldn't really say. I had to tell him in private. I was like, "Yo, dude, that was his fucking dope dealer." I really and not like the old dope, the old fucking dope. You know what I mean? Like fucking.
Lucky to get shot.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, the guy was a fucking putz. But you know what? Bro, he had the whole bar. We had him backed in a corner, and I had to keep everybody back from I knew if one person pounced on him, it would have been it would have been terrible. And you know what? He had friends there, and I knew that they were there, and so that would have been bad. And I'm friends with those dudes to this day because after that, because nothing happened, the dude was like, bro, I'm so glad. He's like, I would have taken that dude's side and we would have all been fighting, dude. And we're friends to this day. We're that dude Connor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. From the what was it? I forget whatever saloon it was. Valley Saloon.
Barley Pops.
Yeah, the old Barley Pops. But
how many? That's a question. How many
That's what
bar
the room
rescue bars have I done, man? Probably a half a dozen.
Oh,
That
really?
was the room. You told me not to make fun of the room.
on the very first
Barley
thing,
Pops.
you headlined
Yes.
the first show.
I said that
Yes.
to
You
every
did it the first
freaking
show.
headliner that walked
Hey,
in there. Don't make fun of the damn room because
Don't
you
make
won't
fun of the
You
venue.
won't stop. You got 20 minutes in this whole thing.
Oh,
That
yeah,
place
yeah,
had
yeah.
paneling full.
Yeah. He
They had
said-
a throw rug on the ceiling.
Yeah.
He did. Dude, Anton goes in.
And the ceiling you could touch.
Yeah.
I mean, through the whole bar.
You could. I
but-
reached up and I touched the sprinkler with my finger.
I
Fucking
think I remember Anton going up because I think I remember you saying he was like, I was told not to talk about this place, but Shit. It like, look at it. It like got cocked, like got in position, and just like. Y'all see the bathroom? Anybody been in the bathroom? It just started from there, dude.
Hey man,
And I remember you couldn't even walk around on the side of the bar, the corner, because there's so many like pits and fucking like.
Yeah, the floor moved. And
They
shit.
let me in through the colors only entrance.
Oh man.
Oh no.
You had to
I
go
was
through
like,
this.
there's no way this room is gonna go. I can't let that slide.
You came in through the speakeasy.
I tell you, over the years, I have been baffled on. Sometimes it doesn't seem like comics actually know not to do that.
Oh, what, to shit on the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, fuck.
The room.
I'd have guys in from New York come in at adrenaline, bang, bang, bang. I'm like, how do you think that helped you at all?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, any other joke would have been better than that. I don't say that to them, but I'm in my brain as they're going through it. I'm all, you're ripping on the place that you're doing a show at.
Yeah.
You know, I come from wrestling. That means you have to build up your opponent so it looks like you're both bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't come in and shit on, this guy couldn't wipe my ass. Fuck that guy, you know?
Comedy is the exact opposite of that.
Yeah.
Though, you know, it's because I place myself in my audience's shoes, so I can't not acknowledge what I know y'all have been talking about.
I've been
You know
thinking.
what I'm saying?
They haven't been. Yeah.
Just the whole as a whole. You know, even with adrenaline, it was like, this is a big ass multi-purpose room of just shit.
Yeah.
Like this could have been a skating ring. This could have been a fucking quinceañera. This could have been some shit.
It was missing
but
a
it's
mechanical bowl.
It's a big ass fucking warehouse of neon shit, and
There's a concert hall.
fuck it, yeah. But it was a great fucking room to do. They should have had a fucking ball pit in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
But it was cool, and it was just like I pay attention to my surroundings, which helps with everything, because if something happens, I can't just keep going with the material that I'm doing. If somebody spills a glass, or there's a fucking fight going on, or somebody's getting arrested in the middle of my shit, like I have to acknowledge that now. You know, I can't just go on with, you know, my first 48-bit like it's not some shit. You know, some bitch sucking dick right there in the corner of the bar. Like, this bitch is sucking dick. Look, she's sucking dick.
Yeah.
And she's doing it well. I got next. I got to say that now. Because somebody would say they got next before me, and I don't do that.
Hope she got stamina.
Exactly. Keep your jaw strong. But, you know, that was my thing. It was like when you, it was just chopping me off at the knees, man, because there was so much wrong with the building in general. And I was like, nah, I'm sorry. I'll apologize later. There's a throw.
No, but I tell you, I swear to God, if I didn't say anything, you'd have done 3 times as much.
I probably
you wouldn't
would
have. You wouldn't have said a joke.
Yeah, I did the bare minimum. I did the bare minimum.
You wouldn't have told a joke your whole set
at all, and would have did a strong 20 minutes of nothing.
Yeah, and then you might have, if the mic was wireless, you would have done a roll.
And I'd have walked through
like, let's check out this bar stool.
Who's fucked it?
The bars. The beginning stages, I was always fucking bar stools.
You're fucking bar stools? Yeah, no, I never fucked a bar stool on stage.
Yeah, I'll take that L.
We did a show in L.A. and the host put in the email. He was really adamant, like, don't roast the host. You know, like, don't talk shit about me while you're on stage. And I was like, well, who's gonna do that?
Who gave you that note?
The
host?
Yeah, the host.
Motherfucker.
And so everybody was cool with it, whatever. So the comic up before me was Ralph, and then he gives Ralph the light, and then he goes and he lays down in the back, like on some couch that was in the room, and his fucking hair went into a candle, and he lit himself on fire. And he fucking goes running through the room with his hair on fire. Okay, and fucking we're on like it was like a patio that was like kind of outside. So there was like 3 steps up to get on the patio. Well, he goes and he falls down those stairs just to make it even worse. And then Ralph comes off, and then some like buddy of the host goes up and calls me up, and I'm like, how the fuck do I even start? Like, the whole room is making sure the host is still alive. This dude just lit himself on fire and ran. It smells like burnt hair. Like, it's the worst case scenario. And I'm like,
started off, you go, what is this? The host running down the street.
And I'm like, well, I know we're not supposed to. So I open with, I know we're not supposed to roast the host, but what do you do when the host roasts himself? Yeah. You know, like he literally, and then he got mad at me. And he came out, he had like a bar towel on his head, it was wet. And he comes out and he's like just lighting me at like 1 or 2 minutes. And I'm like, oh man, fuck you, bro.
Yeah, fuck
I
that.
came from Vegas, bro. I'm doing this fucking, I'm doing my time, bro. Chill out. It was fucking
yourself
hilarious,
on
but
fire.
the room was lost. Like that was, you know, I'm a younger, newer comic and shit. That was a big challenge for me. For sure. But it was hilarious too.
Oh man, dude. Where do you go? I mean, fuck. The smell of that burnt hair would just make me sick, dude. And seriously, it'd make me ill.
And then he got mad when we left. Like we left right after that, and I was like, dude, we're leaving, bro. Like this is crazy. I'm not hanging out here all night.
I want to get out of here before somebody else thinks.
For you to go to the emergency room and shit.
Yeah, I was like, are you even okay, bro? Should you still be here?
Fuck.
Fun times.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you know, we didn't even scratch the surface of what's like really going on here in the Vegas scene. Shit, dude.
No, it's
Fucking
quite
stories
fun
for days.
reminiscing.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we should probably wrap it up, dude. Fucking. Say, yeah.
We got to do a part 2.
What? Yeah, definitely we can do a part 2. We actually got enough for fucking to chop this up in a part 2. We might call it part 3, dude. I'll let you guys know.
Mini-series.
So did we determine if Slammy's racist or not?
Oh yeah. This is
Sammy's straddling. He's straddling the fence.
We're on the
Until Slammy doesn't pay me, then hey.
And doesn't that make Anton racist because he's here with Slammy?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
dude.
Anton, you're racist, yo.
Oh wow.
By proxy.
Let me Google that word first.
Hey, I got to tell you, it really freaked Doc out.
Did it?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because Doc
What's it?
likes everybody until he gets mad, man.
I really haven't seen him too mad, but thank God. But have you? Wow.
I've had to talk Doc off a couple people's ass, man. Like he's
Talking to the mic,
one
dude.
Of those, he's a really big. He's big.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
he's big. He's tall. He's bigger than me. So
And he's passionate.
when he gets mad, it's a wrap for dude. And I'm like, really, you a grown? Like I've had to really be like, dude,
yeah.
you a grown ass man. Like, stop.
Just looking
Like I'm
straight up.
6'3", and I'm like, dude, stop.
Yeah.
I got a picture standing next to Doc, and it's one of the very few pictures where I look small.
Yeah.
I just look super small.
Yeah, he took a picture with the Godfather. He was like
Yeah.
6 inches over him.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, that really messed him up. It was kind of funny because it just you know where it happens? It doesn't happen in front of you.
No.
It doesn't happen at your show.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't happen while you're hanging out with everybody. You know,
Happens on Facebook.
it happens on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, you're half drunk, you type it with your thumb. You know, so fuck you. It doesn't come out that right.
The true
These,
feelings come out in drunk thumbs, man.
But you know, thing is, I grew up. I'm from Oakland. I grew up there. I'm 49 years old. You know, I got a lot of history behind me that a lot of people here don't know nothing about.
Yeah.
And
Dude, you're from Oakland. Just say no more.
Yeah.
no, but I mean, I grew up there, and I grew up there in the 70s and 80s, and it was not, you know, wasn't always the friendliest place. But I mean, I love the Bay Area. Don't get me wrong. It's totally overpriced now, but you know, I've always been anti this. You know, I'm always, my biggest fight my whole life been censorship. All right, and I've always fought against censorship.
Yeah.
It really fries my biscuit. Nobody should be able to tell you can't say that. All right. Now, popular opinion or being in public will dictate how your opinion makes you, you know, whether you move up or move back. But just expressing your feelings or being yourself, you know, it's open to interpretation by people, and most people are already automatically thinking one thing. You know, that whole debate thing is over.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, I can't tell you how many times you're sitting here smoking a joint behind a club, and just great debates.
Yeah.
You know, but that not in the last couple of years. You know,
Racist.
Racist as fuck.
Sexist.
I don't know. I thought the funniest part to me was everybody knew that I was, and cracked jokes on me.
Knew you
You
was
know?
what?
They
Wait,
knew you
let's
were
clarify
racist?
that. Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
They knew
No,
you were racist?
knew that I was rooting for Trump.
Oh.
You did too, man. You probably threw 100 jokes at me.
I stay out of political conversations.
No, not conversation, telling
Just with the
jokes,
whole-
man.
Yeah, I mean.
But I mean, everybody who went on the stage, especially at Adrenaline, because that's where it was at the time.
Yeah.
And I was there 2 nights a week, and everybody that would come in from anywhere, this, that, and the other, if for some reason they would go Trump, and I'd be like, and then boom, 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 drop 3 jokes on me. It was all funny. Everything was funny. Had the guy lost, it still would have been funny.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know. But when that happened, everybody had a national reaction.
There was
and
a
it
time
followed lock and step.
when like talking about politics in public was like taboo. You know what I mean? Like, and it was like bars used to have signs.
Chappelle
like,
did a great bit on it.
no religion, no politics. And I kind of feel like I'd like it better if that was the social norm again. You know what I mean? Just because like it just.
Well, we
starts
can hope these
so
things are
much-
trends.
Yeah, I think we should be able to have those conversations and debates and stuff like that, but we should be able to fucking conduct them like adults.
But they're not happening in person. They're
No, they're
happening
not.
online.
Yeah, I
and
know.
these people are writing these fucking diatribes, and they're copying, pasting, and they're not fucking like how much. Here's what
My
here's
link
what
is better than
here's what I
yours.
say.
Yeah.
It should be like the SAT. It should be like the SAT test. You should have all your fucking sources before you post anything, because most people are quoting the left, they're quoting the right, they're quoting this fucking blurb, they're quoting this fucking person. There's no critical. All it is copy paste, parrot, because I heard it from this person. No one's putting in the fucking work, and then it's become like worse than Scientology. It's a fucking cult. We want you excommunicate anybody that doesn't agree with you. Call them racists. I mean, it would behoove these people on the left to talk it out, because these people can't fight. These people don't have the guns, and that's the next and that's the next evolutionary step. Okay, then let's just get to fighting, because I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. But you would be in your best interest to fucking talk this out
That's why
instead of
they're-
fucking,
At the same
but
time,
it's not
if you
happening
look
in
at-
person. It's happening online, because same thing with me. Oh, you're so bold online, but we see each other face to face. You're all handshakes and fucking how you doing? Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Oh yeah. No, hey, I've got a lot of handshakes like that, man. Lately. You know, but the weird part to me is that it's only a social media thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. None of this shit happens in real life. And because it's social media, you don't know if it's 5 people or 5 million that feel one way or the other. You know?
And here's what happens with my area of life, because you have people that I work with in law enforcement that the 8 years Obama was president, we got the jokes too, as far as, you know, what was going on and all of that. Oh, black president. We had to deal with that for 8 years, you know, and now that Trump is in office, okay, it's people now that would keep that inside that are now more boisterous with, you know, racist comments now. You know what I'm saying? It's not a behind closed doors thing. It's a, the president can do this and that, and he can say this and that, so here it is. And with me being a black man in law enforcement, I get looked at by coworkers as, well, you know, not your kind of black, but, you know, the black people that don't do what we do. And I'm like, what the fuck do you think I look like when I'm not here? Right. I'm those black people.
Oh,
you know what
man,
I'm saying?
you're
So it's
fucking-
like I get it from both ends.
You're hitting the nail
You
on
know,
the head.
from, you know, the black community and working in law enforcement with what was going on with law enforcement and all of that, I'm forced to defend both sides, because I know cops that are good cops that, do their job and they're fair, firm, and they're consistent. But I do know cops that are assholes.
Right.
You know what I'm
Sounds
saying?
like a boxing referee.
So,
I'm fair, firm, and consistent.
and that's what it is. And and at the end of the day, I still get pulled over. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm doing something wrong or not, I get pulled over. The first thing I have to do now is identify myself as law enforcement. Not because I want special treatment, but because I don't want to fucking get shot.
Yeah.
You can't
still
look
no
at
guarantee
me and
there.
Exactly. You can't look at me and say, "Oh, he looks like he's in law enforcement." Fuck no. Right. I'm in here in all black with a hoodie on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
and
I
a bail
do,
bondsman.
Exactly.
And a bail bondsman.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, though. So it was like I was getting hit on both ends, and that shit fucking sucks, yo.
No,
Because
yeah.
I know, and
Getting
I've gotten
kettled.
into, real knockdown, drag out debates with people that, seen me through different eyes. Well, you're in law enforcement. That's different. I'm talking about people that are just out, just do what the cops tell you to do and blah, 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 blah.
No, yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
a fallacy.
That whole, right.
That's a fallacy.
I can't ask you why I have to step. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you're telling me to do makes no sense. Based on your lack of being able to communicate, based on you not being familiar with the culture and the neighborhood that you're in, or whatever the case may be, or your fear of black people in general. You feel like you have to put yourself in a position of advantage versus just being able to communicate with a person, period. You know what I'm saying? And it's fucked up because we deal with that. At any given day, that could have been my cousin. That could have been, my aunt or my uncle or whatever that's going through that shit. But you're looking at me because of the job that I have, behind these gates with you. Oh, well, you're different because you do this. Yeah, till after 6 p.m. and I drive the fuck up out of here and got to deal with somebody that doesn't see me like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So shit sucks.
Yeah.
Every angle.
I bet it changes too when you get an asshole and all of a sudden he sees your wallet. And hey, buddy.
Exactly. Oh, you work there. Oh, okay, cool. And I've had that.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know such and such and so and so?
Yeah, who was a total dick, and then
I've had situations where my brother, I had to take him to his parole officer, at the state building, and I keep my shit on me, but I left it in my vehicle, and they were doing like random, vehicle searches in the garage. So I'm backing up. They stopped me, and they were like, we're doing cell searches, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I got my duty issued weapon right here in my car. Oh, step out of the car. What do you mean duty issue weapon? This, that. They cuffed me, cuffed my brother, had us sitting on
because
the curb.
that's what we call it in the streets.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's a duty issue.
The random crip is gonna call their 9mm a duty issued weapon. I had my uniforms in my truck, all proper identification, blue card, everything I needed to show
The blue card.
Yeah,
baby.
I
Back in
had
the blue
every
card
source of
days.
information that I could to prove that I was law enforcement, and they left me cuffed up on the curb for 45 minutes.
Oh my God! Really?
And they searched my vehicle and everything.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It was fun. They called my sergeant at work and was like, "Yo, does he work here?" Blah blah blah. This, that,
Jesus.
I'm talking about
really?
face. I did everything I could have possibly had on me.
You clowned him at a comedy show. He remembers.
That probably was.
Like, look at this Urkel looking motherfucker
Right.
over here.
And it was crazy because it was like, okay, well, all I can do now is, I can file a complaint. I know what the fuck we do with complaints. What the fuck? They're
Yeah.
like, really?
Yeah, you're not going to do that.
Right. And then it was like they finally, like,
Kobe.
they uncuffed me. They uncuffed me. And when it was finally, they were like, oh, he's got to be like I had my uniforms were in my car.
Oh
Stolen
my God.
Not right. Like I could just sew some shit up.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because
He
only
looks
one dude was like,
Taliban-y.
Just be
He
patient
looks
Exactly.
Taliban-y.
while we find the owner of these uniforms.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it was funny because like it was only one guy that was like, I don't even know why they still got you cuffed, man. So they uncuffed me, cuff. And then one of the main dudes that was talking shit, and that's what they
That's
wanted.
when they try to
wanted
shoot
me-
you.
They wanted
right
me
after
to
they
be like,
uncuff
oh,
you.
fuck that, I'm not doing it. I was totally compliant because I know the deal. I didn't
Still
come
laying
off
on your
as-
belly.
Right. I didn't come in, I'm in law enforcement and I'm this and I'm that. You can't do. I was totally compliant with what they wanted. But, the main dude that was talking shit was, officer such and such and blah, blah, blah. And he was like trying to be my friend. And I was like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
know you're a dickhead now. I know
exactly.
you're an asshole. I'm not
That
gonna
doesn't.
fool
This
you.
doesn't change. You cuffed me. Yo.
Yeah,
Like,
and you
for
treated
real.
me like shit.
Right. You know, and
Yeah.
it was like, you know, that's what I got to deal with. But I do also sympathize with cops that are really trying to do their job, and the first thing that happens to them when they pull somebody over for some shit that you know you ain't had no business doing, they got their phone in your face, like, you know, don't do this. Don't do this. Yeah, exactly. When you know your license been suspended since you was 17 and you 32 now,
Yeah, dude.
you know, so shit sucks.
Yeah, dude. It's a shit gig, dude.
Yeah.
You know, there's shitty people, shitty circumstances, bad decisions, you know, everything all day, every angle with that shit. But, you know, also one of the things I wanted to mention, though, that happens, you know, I know we should be wrapping it up here in a little bit, but there's different degrees of, like, how things are handled. And, like, in one of them, there is no color. There's only one color, you know, green. Like when you get into after you get arrested, then after you go in, like before and after you go through the court system, that's where you'll deal with like some different racial shit. You'll deal with like, you know, fucking emotions and shit. I mean, depending on what you do, but when you get into the fucking like, you know, on the money side of things, after you've been now when you're in processing, you're going through. Now it depends on what you got, how many bullets you got in that fucking, you know, in that.
Oh, you ain't lying,
Cash.
man. Rule number one: get the lawyer. Get the lawyer. Get the lawyer. Get the lawyer. Because ain't nobody there trying to help you.
Yeah. Get the right lawyer.
Yeah,
Good
you.
lawyer.
Yeah, it's tough, dude.
Let the money that you have fit the crime that you commit.
Yeah.
You know,
Always squirrel that shit away.
If you don't have felonious money, don't commit a felony. If you know you just got red light money,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
don't do shit other than run a red light.
Right.
Period.
Period. I see it every day in here, man, in this bail
Yeah.
bond office. It's crazy.
I bet.
I see like broke. I'm like, how are you a broke drug dealer? Like, how are you touching cocaine and you can't afford a lawyer? Like, you barely afforded to bail out of jail. Like,
Yeah.
who taught you how to do this?
Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
big
dude.
homies are fucking foul.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the fact that they're not here bailing you out too means they don't fuck with you like that anyway. Time to
Exactly.
retire.
Exactly.
Man, that's harsh. That's harsh.
Oh, it's every day though. It's every fucking day. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, dude.
Everybody thinks they're on, and then when they get popped, you know, like if you're a true criminal, right? I mean, you know, and you not first generation, and you grew up around other criminals doing other, like you're supposed to soak up that game. Like this is the
Yeah.
proper way to get pinched. You know, I got to have lawyer money set aside. I got to have cash set aside for these type of situations, and they just don't. They
Yeah.
just want to be like the people they see on fucking, you know, these rappers and shit, and they think it's all a game, and then they get hit with a trafficking charge, and it's like, oh shit. You fucked up, buddy. You know, and it's a lot of times it's here in this office where I'm the one explaining, like, you're fucking in trouble, bro. You're in big fucking trouble, and I need you to check in every week with me. You know, because I don't believe you're going to handle this the right way.
Oh wow, man.
You know, and it's like you tell a 20-year-old kid, like, hey, bro, you know, you had your dope in 5 different bags inside of a bigger bag. You're going to prison. You know, like, whoa, don't tell me. Go fucking pay a lawyer and explain that shit to him how you weren't trafficking narcotics.
Oh man.
You know, or you got pulled over with cocaine and fucking Percocets and weed and a gun. Bye. You know, it's hard to beat those ones.
Yeah. How do you explain that?
You know, and it's like in their heads, like, well, I wasn't doing nothing wrong. It's a victimless crime. Like, okay, I got you. Just make sure you tell Michelle Levitt that when you see her in the courtroom. I'm sure she'll understand. You know, it's ridiculous.
Who's Michelle Levitt?
The judge, she's a judge. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, tell the judge.
She a ball buster?
She's really good. I mean, she's one of the better judges for sure. But she'll get on your ass, you know, and she'll tell you like, you fucked up.
Fuck.
So it's it's a tough thing, but you know, people, like you said, do the crime you can afford to do. Exactly. For sure. Or don't just go out and do the crime. Don't spend all your money on a fucking Bentley you can't afford. save some of that money. You need to have that money.
Yeah, because that's some shit that they, that real quick. That's like was one of the things that's good about like gold and silver and fucking also like cryptocurrencies. Cryptos are taking a super fucking hit. They can't seize that shit.
No.
They can't seize that shit, dude. When I got popped, I had a shitload of silver, dude, and I was like, fuck, they're going to take it, dude, and they left it all, and I was like, sweet. Like, I'm still holding good on my silver.
Yeah, I've seen, a bunch of lawyers. Like, I've seen so many lawyers like, oh, hey, man, you want to buy this Mercedes? I'm like, no. Like, yeah, client had to fucking give it up to fucking get represented. I'm like, damn, that sucks. Damn, that sucks.
Isn't that how the Palomino got changed hands?
Yeah, that's a whole story, yeah. Yeah, and
That's on First 40. That's the hidden episode of First 48.
Yeah.
It's the Palomino one.
I'll tell you about that when we log off.
Yeah, dude. Well, let's wrap this up, man. Fucking 2 hours in. Holy shit, dude. Fucking, we didn't even get into fucking really digging in and getting into the can of worms on this. I guess we'll have to fucking do that on another episode, eh?
Hey.
Yeah, all right. Well,
Yays have it.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah, we gotta get Tommy in here.
Yeah, I ordered the other piece. We're gonna get fucking 2 more mics to be able to dial in on this deal.
Oh,
so,
the little adapter piece.
yeah.
Nice.
So we'll have that squared away here in, next month. So that'll be in. But real quick, Anton, you want to give out any info and where they can contact you and all that good stuff, dude?
Oh, man, all my social media, comedian Anton Knight, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Grindr, Tinder,
Yeah,
Bumble, all
and
that
Anton
shit.
Knight is
Christian Mingle,
KIN
Farmers
or
Only,
KNI, right?
KNIGHC,
Yeah.
KNIGHC, all of that, man. Yeah, and if ever Jack Slammy does another show, man, catch me there.
Oh, there you go.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Real quick.
Hashtag me too.
Yeah, get hashtag me too Tino over here, dude. Get him on the old dilly.
You can find me on the streets of L.A.
Yeah, Tino's out there. We're gonna have you. We're gonna have you on and do the exploits of Tino in L.A., dude, and all that shit that you've been going
Oh,
through.
yeah, when you come out, we'll do that. We were talking about that. Yeah,
Yeah, that'll be a fun one, dude.
Yeah, Tino Boomaye at Instagram.
All right.
Where you
Tom.
at in LA? What part of LA you living in?
I'm in the valley,
Okay.
like Topanga.
Okay.
Tom.
Okay, so I just want to say about this episode, let's just remember, if we're online, to talk to someone how we would if we were in person. I think that would end it right there. Because if you talk shit to me, we'll talk about it in person. So let's avoid that if you can help
That's
it.
the man up
guys-
challenge. We'll
you
call
guys
it the
remember-
man up challenge.
You remember
Well-
when I talked about Marty eating someone's face? I think Tom would fill in that. I think Tom would eat your face out there.
Yeah, so maybe next time we'll talk about the times I've had guns pulled on me. So it doesn't work. So just
Yeah.
fucking stop.
No, yeah. When I want to talk conspiracy
one
with you,
gun?
Tom.
More than
Tom's
one
seen some
gun?
shit.
Yeah, like since I was 15, people have been like trying to do it. Don't fucking work. Yeah, so.
Nerves of steel. Slammy. Get on the fucking. Get on your sign off.
Yes,
here.
sir.
Fucking. Let me hear you. Where
Hello.
we at? What's the deal? What's the future with Slammy before we sign off? Where we
Finishing
find
off this wonderful Raider season.
you? Yeah.
And try not to increase the size of my liver. And probably DJing some more.
You guys got to win this season,
I'm
right?
all done with this. What?
Raiders got to win this season, right?
Two.
We have a winning season?
No, you got a win, right?
A win this season.
We have two.
Two. Okay, you got a pair. That's good.
Yes. We have two of them. But, yeah, that's about it. Ixnay on the show's A.
Nope.
Yeah. no Slammy shows, dude, ever.
Well,
Very
no,
good.
listen. I will say this: if the numbers of shows go down, there might be a better chance of it.
Never.
But if there's 50 shows a week, I don't want no part of it. I don't want any part of it.
I got a taste of a Slammy show. I got to say I want more. So, yeah. So you got to come back.
It's like that good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Granny,
I mean
baby.
that's the thing. It's just There's so many shows.
Yeah.
And there's somebody's got to do something to stand out and make that show pop.
Yeah.
You know, Jay Reed got that show up on the roof. Popping. Boom.
Yeah.
Fun place to be, upscale. He was at Blue Martini. That room was good for about 2 minutes. Now, another person is doing a show there. Melvin. Looks gorgeous. The flyers look great. I haven't been to the show. They look successful. But that's how these rooms go. You know, if there was a good room and it lasted for 6 months, guaranteed 2 years later somebody's going to do it again, you know, or a year later. You know, there's nothing specific. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have shows all the time, but there's nothing. Is there anything specific? Like, I'm going to go there and see some talent I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
You know, I think that helps. I think that helps in the shows. Every booker's different, but I think that's what you should strive to do, is put on the best show possible, not just bring up your friends. Peace.
All right, guys. Mikey, last words? Any final words?
Oh, man, we're good. We hit it all. We're good.
Well, I was going to say, thanks, guys, for coming out, fucking regaling about Las Vegas comedy scene and the local scene out here and all the fucking ups and downs. And like I said, we barely scratched the fucking surface. I mean, there's like the mango shows and the nacho daddy shows and the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, there's like so much like going on, like, you know, 24-hour fucking shows. You know, this is an amazing scene, dude, and it's I hope it continues to do things. Some people they're hungry and they're doing some stuff. It's good to see people get out the box, but hopefully you know, people start actually having fun and not just echo chamber comedy. We'll see.
It has to. That I will say. That has to happen. It has to happen. In evolution, that's what will happen to comedy. It will come out of this funk. Comedy doesn't die. No. You know, it overcomes and adapts. You know, and the more times you see comics, and it happens a lot more in Canada right now, but you're starting to see it in the U.S. The more times you see comics or rooms censoring what people can say, you know, don't just take it. Don't just take it. I mean, obviously you're getting paid. You know, take that money and do what you got to do. It shows your talented, you're versatile. But don't let people censor other people.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay? Because
I
you're
agree.
next.
I agree. Yeah, or you're next.
It's so short-sighted. I don't understand anybody in the arts, comic, rapper, trying to censor somebody else.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Or
It's
what
the
about
snake
the
eating
new-
its own tail.
What
This is
about
going to
the
come
news-
back and bite you on the ass because you're going to say something that somebody doesn't like, and then that's
What about the
fucking-
news trying to censor alternative media because it goes against this fucking storyline? Like, how do you call yourself a journalist?
Word.
But that's a different fucking
that's
episode.
what's
We're
happening
in
with
this right
comedy,
now,
yeah.
motherfucker. 2 hours and
Fight the
fucking
power.
Yeah, there we go. Guys, thanks for tuning in, holding out. Fucking thank you so much. thinkstopper.com. You're going to find us on iTunes and all that other good shit, Stitcher and everything. So
Don't
boo
start
bam.
none, won't be none.
Boo bam. Peace out.
Ah!